mostly in.
Am I
What's
slowed
up,
up?
everybody? You're slow, but it'll catch up. It's all right.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 143. I appreciate you guys for hanging out, waiting for us here. I know we were kind of on time. Yeah, we're on time still. That counts. It's not 7:01 yet. But I appreciate each and every one of you for being here as always. Sorry, as always, guys, for missing last week. It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. But hey, Lane, Fig, we got some really exciting stuff this week. By the way, guys, no Chris tonight. He's got plans with his family. They were out of town. His wife and his son were out of town for the whole weekend. So, of course, he's not going to get on stream when they're just getting home. But he's here in spirit, and I know he'll catch us on the replay if he can. Not sure about Mike. Mike may or not be here. I would assume he's not because I haven't heard from him, but maybe he will. But we have an awesome panel here tonight with legendary Lane joining us and my dude, Fig Pozr. I appreciate you guys for making the time tonight to hang out with us and talk some figures, especially Mando and Grogu. Hot Toys must have some serious plans moving forward if they're dropping it so far before the release of the movie. I thought that was pretty exciting because I'm like, damn, they must have some other stuff planned where they're like, let's get this out of the way now, Usually that's a good sign that there's more stuff ahead outside of that IP that they have to announce around that time. So thanks for being here, guys. I hope you're doing well. Lane, Fig, anything dope show up for you this week? Anything cool that's worth talking about?
Just Plo showing up. And I've got too many figures right now, just are stacked up that I've had for like even sometimes a couple months that I haven't unboxed yet. Like Comic Venom still sitting there, and
Lane, that's not like you, Lane.
I know.
You're usually on top of stuff.
I know.
You're sounding like I used to be, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, the last two I have unboxed was the T800 Clean and the Skort Xeno. It's kind of hard to top those, when you get those out and you're just like staring all big and googly-eyed at them for how awesome they are. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Everything else is second place.
Speaking of Skort Xenomorph, Lane, guys, be very careful. You can see he's over my shoulder here.
Yeah, you were mentioning something with that.
I broke mine. I actually broke the mouth when I was swapping it out. I was swapping to the forced open mouth, not the posable mouth. And there's a little tiny tab here. Let me grab, I left it here on my desk so I could show you guys. So just a little PSA. This is the one that's pre-installed on it. You see that little tab sticking up? So that little tab, you're meant to like kind of come at it from the side and click it in. And there's a groove on the underside of the chin. I broke it on the open mouth and I tried to follow the instructions. Look, this is just to say, it doesn't matter how many figures you have, shit breaks sometimes, so be very careful. I broke mine, and yeah,
you mentioned it should have been metal, not plastic.
Oh yeah, if they made that metal in the slot on the inside metal, I think that would have been a lot better. I will say this though, even though I broke it, it still kind of holds on. Like I have it on right now. I don't want to pick him up because he will fall off the stand, but the mouth is on there. There's like a little tiny gap where you can tell if that clip was there, it would completely pull it together, but it's still okay. I reached out and I said, hey, look, I broke it. Is it possible you can see if Sideshow will give me a replacement part? I didn't bullshit them or anything, so we'll see if they send me a replacement part. But all that to say, Lane, I think we can both agree it's an amazing figure.
Oh, yeah, 100%. When I unboxed that, really. When I live unboxed it, everybody was watching me practically giggle.
Lane, I'm surprised you didn't break it live unboxing it because that's a chore on its own, having to pay attention to that and then the chat.
Well,
I broke it when I was just in my room unboxing it on my own.
I mean, I will say that figure, the one thing I don't get with and how they packaged it is, they have the arms bent at a corner like this.
Very strange, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, whatever good that rubber is or something, if you even just leave it in there for years without taking it out, how is it like 3 years from now, 4 years from now, every one of those is not going to have a weird tear or something like that.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like when I opened them, there was already like a little bit of an indentation.
It's going to be a pain to stick that thing back in the box. Yeah. Like, if you ever going to sell it or have to pack it up, like it's not that you're going to have to like sit down and really work with it to get it back in.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, guys, be very careful with the Skort Xenomorph. And guys, if you guys in the chat, if you got anything cool, let us know. Shout out to my dude, Al, Sneaky Figures, for joining the Hotline Hotties again. I appreciate you, my friend, one of our moderators here and a good friend. I appreciate you, dude, as always. Another Hotline Hottie, the GOAT himself, warming up the chat. Fig Pozr in the house. I appreciate you, bro. Fig, I know you've been making some plans, bro. We were talking about it earlier. You got like a little Lord of the Rings plan going on, so I'm excited to see that come to fruition. Yeah, I won't say, I don't want to spoil it for the people, but I know you got a plan that you're working out. It's like one of those things, right? It's like you got to sacrifice some stuff to do that, but once you do, it's like Mike. You know, Mike has like 15 Skort Xenomorphs for his big display that he has planned. And he had to sacrifice a lot for that, obviously, but it's kind of like you. He had a vision, and I wish he was here to talk about the Skort Xenomorph with us because he has more experience than anybody. We got Flavio.
I got some nice pickups too this week, whole time.
Oh yeah, what'd you get this week? I can't remember. You brought it up to me, but off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Well, I did get the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man finally. Got a
That's
good,
right. Okay, that was the
pretty
big
okay
one.
price on it. That's the big one. I've been waiting on that one. Just waiting on a good price. I also got a R2D2 from Attack of the Clones.
That one goes for a shit ton of money all of a sudden. Crazy.
Exactly. Crazy. I had to search around for a good price again for that one. And
finesse.
Shout out to my boy Brick. Shout out to Brick. You know, he's plugging me in with Padme. So that's another one. And Multiverse of Madness Wanda. There we go.
And look, this might be a hot take. I think Fig might agree with me. I think the Multiverse of Madness Wanda is the best one still. I really do. Like, yeah. You don't have to worry about like that pleather coat. I think that likeness paired with like that evilness in her makeup and stuff, it just works better. Not that the Endgame one is bad. You know, I've said my thoughts on that Artisan one. I just wasn't happy with how the hair turned out. But that Multiverse of Madness one is a sleeper.
Look who else.
If it had rolling eyes, it'll be the best. The peak, like of all, like it'll be one of the best figures to come out that year. I feel like.
Who's here, Lane? Who am I missing?
Oh, who else would it be? Who always is the woo?
The dog.
Looking for.
What's up, Big Dog Pound? What's up, my friend? Woo! Too bad Chris is not here tonight. Look, I promise you, once Chris gets back in the room, once his brother gets all of his stuff out, once his brother moves into his new place, we'll make sure he gets the belt out for you. I know he's been dying to do it, so
I would ask Big Dog Pound, other than all your collecting, are you excited for WrestleMania since we're in kind of the last like month or so before it's going to happen? Like the final countdown is kicking in here. And wow, for 12 months, Dog Pound, you've been a hottie. Thanks so
we
much.
appreciate you, Big Dog Pound. 12 months is crazy. He said, has it been that long? We're having too much fun here. Yes, sir. And you've been here this whole time, bro. So we appreciate you. Always hyping up the chat. And I think that question, Lane, to Big Dog Pound is like asking him if water is wet. You know, he's excited for it. Come on.
Dog Pound, are you going to go pay like $10,000 to go see WrestleMania live in Las Vegas? I'd be more. How many?
If you're going to do that, Big Dog Pound, just throw it in the figure fund up on screen, man. Come on, if you got money like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to skip over my dude Flavio. What's up, my dude? He said spamming early. Another hotline hottie, by the way. Appreciate you, bro. Spamming early because
he just got his merch in.
He does. Yes, sir.
He just got his merch in.
Oh, he's got his own merch now.
Brick, I guess in conjunction with Brick, he got plugged in, man. It's nice.
Oh, the bull merch. Yeah, Flavio's the bull. What does that make us? If Flavio's the bull, Brick's the moon, like the Artemis character, what is that? What are we, man?
Oh, yeah.
We're the red cape. We're the red cape.
Yeah. No, I'm Batman, bro. Fuck out of here with the bull, bro.
Hey, I'll tell you guys, Dog Pound's talking about the best build-up so far is Brock Lesnar versus the one guy who looks as big as him, Obafemi, the ruler.
I don't know much about
people. Love that guy. People like that guy.
We got Moose in the house.
He has a strut, man. He has when he like almost dance strut. He has in the ring, but he's
like an '80s strut, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's great.
We got Valk in the house, another hotline hottie and a moderator. He says, gonna be a good show tonight, Connor. What's up, my friend? He's saying what's up to Fig and Flavio and Lane. We appreciate you for being here. We got Moose in the house, another hotline hottie. He says, hello, community collectors. What's up? We got my dude Payton in the house, another moderator. Appreciate you for being here, bro. He says, good evening, everyone. We got Game Shift in the house. Good to see a Game Shift. Game Shift is saying, hello. Boring Tuesday, everybody. Hey, boring Tuesday, but fun Tuesday, because we're going to have a fun stream. There's some good stuff to talk about. We actually got a nice amount of topics, and I appreciate you, as always, for being here and for being a hotline hottie. Same with my dude, Jason. Good to see you, my friend. Jason, I was just talking to somebody about you the other day, because they're like, oh, they saw you in the Hot Toys hotline chat, and they're like, oh, does Jason collect 1/6 or just 1/12? And I was like, actually, he started to collect some 1/6 stuff. And I was telling him how I feel like you're like one of the nicest guys ever, and I truly mean that. Like, every time I see you, shout out to Kaju Daddy over on his stream, it's like I can't help but smile when I'm listening to his takes because he's just the nicest, chillest dude ever. So I appreciate you for being here, Jason, and just for being that guy. I appreciate you. And thanks for being a Hotline Hottie, of course, as always. We got my dude Batman Collectibles in the house. What's up, my friend? Another Hotline Hottie. He says, evening Hotline and crew. Batman, we're going to be talking about the Jazz Inc Catwoman updates towards the end of the stream, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate you for being here and being a channel member. As always, my friend, good to see you. Still waiting on my figures from Riley, the customs I told you about. Al said he's finally got his Battle Damage Chain Hunter on the way. Great figure, dude. Like, one of the best from Hot Toys for me in quite some time. We got my dude, Figures and Phantom, Steve, in the house. What's up, my friend? Another Hotline Hottie. It's so funny because Steve and I both shared the little teaser of Daredevil this morning, and he messaged me. He's like, it's crazy we posted it at the same time when we both put the little side-eye thing, and he was trying to tell me I copied him. I'm like, maybe you copied me because we posted it at the same time. But I appreciate you for being here, bro. We got Pedro Lopez in the house, so of course, followed by a hashtag hotline confirmed. I appreciate you for being here. As always, my friend, good to see you. We got Beskar Kid in the house. What's up, dude? Beskar says, stopping by to say the force is strong with this Mando and Grogu announcement. We'll catch the rewind. May the force be with you. I appreciate you, my friend. May the force be with you. And I hope for your sake that we get everything from that line, because I know you're really excited for the Snowtrooper, Remnant Snowtrooper and everything. So I'm sure Hot Toys is going to go pretty hard on this line. So we will see. But guys, if you haven't already, check out Beskar Kid on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever he's on there. We got 16 Star Wars Pimpazoid in the house. He said, what's up? Bring on the Star Wars. Yeah, we were due for some Star Wars for sure. Pedro says, Artisan Wanda is Goat Wanda. Just soften the front curls with the water and trim hair. I think it's not even just... And first of all, Pedro, I will restyle hair. I ain't trimming nothing. No, no way. You won't catch me trimming. I will restyle hair, though. Or if there's like some little tiny loose hairs that are out of place or too long, I will trim those. But and it's not even just the hair, really, too. It's the overall look. I just think the overall look... I just really prefer from the mom one.
Yeah.
Big Dog Pound says he's very excited to watch Brock Lesnar. WrestleMania is too expensive. I agree. We got Gio in the house, another Hotline Hottie. What's up, my friend?
Everything is too expensive.
Gio, I was thinking of you the other day because every once in a while I'll grab some stuff from the Kith drops, and there's a Matrix drop the other day from Kith, and I immediately thought of you and Yomo. I don't know if Yomo's here tonight, but I thought of you guys immediately. I actually grabbed a couple things from it. Most of it was like... They basically put posters on a shirt, so it was kind of whack. But I missed the keychain. There's this dope-ass keychain, and it was the red pill and the blue pill. And people were selling it for like $90 on eBay. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Al's been a channel member for 16 months. I appreciate you, my friend. And yes, Yomo is in the chat. What's up, my friend? Another Hotline Hottie and a moderator. I was just talking about you, Yomo. I hope you're still here, so you heard me give you a little shout-out. But I appreciate you for being here, my friend. You and Gio, the Matrix boys. We got Red Priest. Funky Cold Santa, what's up, my friend? Another Hotline Hottie. He says, can we talk about Barbosa again? Maybe when I get it in hand, we'll talk about it. We do have a lot of topics tonight, but I would love to. We were chatting about it. Santa and I were chatting about it the other day.
I'm sure you've been talking nonstop about it.
Yeah, and I've been hoping to see my invoice, and I still don't have it. But to be fair, Kit did say he refused the batch because his warehouse was at like maximum capacity. I can't really blame him for that because it's like, what is he going to do with the boxes? And also that first batch, apparently a lot of the monkeys were missing their heads. So, you know,
that would be
what's up,
incredibly
Equine, by the way? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, it would be. Jason says, I collect a little bit of everything now. I'm just up to 1316 figs. Damn, he's moving. But the collection is slowly growing. Very kind of you to say, Connor, right back at you. I appreciate you, my friend. I can't top you, but I do appreciate you. I believe it, dude. I believe it. I just ended up just opting out of it. That and the big thing for me was the pleather coat. I'm really looking for longevity with a lot of these figures now, so that pleather coat just, nah, not for me. But with that said, guys, I hope I got everybody. As always, if I missed your comments, I appreciate y'all for being here. I will touch on them as I see them, as we talk about these figures. We got to start with one of the biggest announcements this week across the board. We have what I would call a 3.0 Beskar Mando from Hot Toys, because this is now the third version. Obviously, the first version had that like duller, like grayish finish. It wasn't this like chromed Beskar finish. And now we have this one. And I definitely have to poll this because this is a very pollable figure. How many people are going to end up, you know, keeping what they have, letting go of this one for the new one? I'm gonna start a poll on that, and I will do 3 options because I know this one is a kind of a 3 options. So let's see. Beskar Mando 2.0 versus 3.0. All right, so 2.0, and I'm going to do 3 options, 2.0, 3.0, or both, because everybody always asks for the both, and I always forget the both, so we'll do both. So here we go, guys. Got the poll up. Make sure you vote in the poll. I'll keep it up for a while. So a lot of you are probably looking at this now who had the 2.0 like I do, or I should say did. Spoiler alert, I did sell mine to get this one. But there's a few reasons that made me decide to do that, and that's not that I felt like the 2.0 was outdated or anything. Number one, obviously a lot of us that had the 2.0 version, we knew that there was some weathering, some heavy weathering on that armor. Mike, I wasn't sure if you're going to be here, so I just got a big smile on my face when I saw you pop in. I'm happy to see you. Just made it. We literally just started talking about the first figure.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was listening on my phone as I was putting the kids to bed, and I sent you a message like 1 minute before you went live and saying I was going to be here, but I was like, I don't know if he's going to get this or not.
I always forget to open my Instagram. I forget how many people reach out to me on there. That's why I'm so bad at like.
Well, you won't give me your numbers, so
you never asked, dude. I can't give it to you.
No, I think we have each other. Anyway, whatever.
Maybe we do. Maybe we do.
What's up, guys? What's up, Fig?
Not
What's up,
much,
Lane?
dude. We just started
What up,
talking
though?
about the new Mando.
Yeah, see that? I saw you were talking about the jaw on the Xenomorph.
Me breaking my shit, yeah.
I'm so afraid of that because I had the feeling I was going to
Yeah,
break it.
I was surprised because
zero.
I just popped it off and stuck the other one in, no problem, in 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm patient zero, dude.
Like mine didn't break, but it was one of those things where you're like, this is a spot that I'm concerned about. Like I'm not going to be swapping these out a lot. Like the carapace.
You're going to switch it once and then that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, happy to be here, guys. So we're talking Mando, huh?
Yeah, so I was just kind of like highlighting the
Real
differences.
One thing just before you get going on this, I want to say, because this is literally the first time I'm talking to him since like December. Mike, congratulations.
Thank you. I think actually, Lane, I think we were on for like a few minutes where I did get to thank you live. And I was looking forward to that moment. But I will thank you live again because this is, I think, our first. I don't know where were we that we were talking. Were we on?
I think
show?
maybe Lane was on his way out when you.
You might have been,
so.
Whatever it was. But Lane, I liked having the opportunity to thank you again, and I will do so every show because Lane is the man. And I have it right over there. It's my son's favorite figure now too. Not that I let him play with it, but it's cool. It's really great because I'm actually displaying it because I'm actually still in the Air Force technically. I'll be out in November, so I'm displaying it with like my Air Force coins and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it's like my little shelf to that. So it's the perfect figure to kind of bring all that together. So thank you, man.
Anyway, I just wanted to tell him, just say congratulations because I hadn't had a chance literally in 3 months.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Lane was very excited.
That's all. Anyway, back to Mandalorian.
Thank you, Lane. Appreciate it. And thank you, Connor, for helping make that happen too.
Of course.
Thank you, guys.
But yeah, so I was just kind of like starting to highlight the differences between the two because I know a lot of people who have the 2.0, they're probably like, why would I even care about this one when I have the 2.0? So, of course, with this one, you do not get the Darksaber or the Beskar Spear. So if those are important accessories, that might affect your decision there. The plus side is the color of the flight suit underneath is a bit more accurate. I know a lot of people complained about that on the previous one. Another thing is, everybody was modifying their 2.0 version using like rubbing alcohol and taking off the weathering and stuff. You don't have to do that on this one because it already is completely shiny. So that is definitely a huge plus for those people that did not care for that weathering or modified their original one and they just want a stock clean one from Hot Toys, because I'm sure those people that wiped off that weathering probably took the clear coat with it. I would imagine so. Because it had to have been under a clear coat. But a big plus for me on this one is the head sculpt. I think this head sculpt is a lot better. Because obviously the previous head sculpt, they were going for that sad look when he's kind of thinking that he's saying goodbye to Grogu for the last time. And he shows himself with his helmet off. He's got that little like pouty sad look because, he's literally crying. He's tearing up in that season. This one is just more of like a determined look, and I think they've kind of nailed that Pedro Pascal likeness. Not that the previous one was bad by any means,
But they had that one. They had the Mr. Fantastic one last
Right. I
year
think
that they
from
did.
there they kind of nailed the likeness, and they've continued that with this sculpt. And I'll show you some JC Hong photos here shortly. But that's a big plus too. And another thing for me that kind of solidified it, where I was like, if I could sell my 2.0, I'm gonna get this. Was this right here? Being able to put Grogu on his shoulder like that is so freaking cool to me. So because of that, I put mine up for sale, and it sold pretty quickly. So my 2.0 is about to be on its way to its new owner, and I did pre-order this. This is actually up on Off the Racks if somebody, one of our mods, want to drop a link. Last I checked, he had it for $385 out the door. Of course, you'll get a tariff charge if they're still charging that shit when it comes time for it to release. But it's $385 out the door. I mean, you can't beat that. It's $385 on Sideshow for the... of course, I'm talking about the deluxe. It's $385 on Sideshow for the deluxe before taxes, shipping, and tariffs. So $385 out the door from Off the Racks. You cannot beat it. So if somebody wants to drop a link to that, that's a great deal. That's where I pre-ordered mine. But of course, I didn't pre-order it until after I sold this one. I was like, that's the new rule I'm setting for myself. I don't want to go crazy with duplicates for everything. Of course, Anakin and Vader, those will be my heavy exceptions, as you all know. But with this one, I'm like, I want to get rid of the 1.0 and the 2.0 and just have this be my definitive Mando. I'm still keeping the Durasteel Mando, but so that's my plan. That's my thought on it. He looks great. I love the new pram. I love the little like clear lid that shuts down. It's just a completely different look from the previous ones we've seen. And I like this new blade too. This new blade is pretty crazy looking. It's massive. It's like he got like ratioed by heavy Mando, so he had to upgrade his blade size.
It looks like the Sword of Omens or something. It looks like an 80s cartoon blade, which I think is cool,
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. I like the changes to his outfit. They're very subtle, but... And he's got a different rifle now as well. He's got the Ambin Pulse rifle and the blaster pistol. But there's another rifle. It almost looks like a VSS sniper. But, Mike, since you just got in, I'll pass it to you. Sorry, I've been freaking rambling for 10 minutes, but I'm just, like, excited about this one. Mike, where do you stand on this one? And do you have any of the previous versions in your collection right now?
Yeah, so I have I got a pretty decent Mando collection as far like from the show, but the only Mandalorian figure, Pedro Pascal Mandalorian figure I have is the Beskar. That's sorry, not the Beskar, the Durasteel. I really felt that was all I needed. I prefer that look, and I think that look like just reads more Western cowboy gunslinger to me because the brown metal almost gives like a leather vibe. So I always really preferred that, and I wish it had stuck around longer in the show. But so to me, like that was just my definitive look for him. And it's the 2.0 because it's the one that came out with the blurg. So it has like a little bit better articulation. So I was kind of good there because I got like a little scene going on with the blurg and Quill and all that. So I didn't need another Mando, even though I thought the chrome was cool. And I think, I think this one is an improvement. I really like this. I really like the hair too. I mean, Hot Toys always seems to shine. Not always, but very often with the hair. I think the likeness is great. The accessories and all. And I'm not an expert on the prior figure, but I think there's like some coloration differences and stuff in the costume. I think the undersuit looks like a slightly different brown. Yep. But again, that might just be not that it's more accurate to the show. It may just be more accurate to the film. I don't really know yet. I didn't study the trailer enough to know that. But I think this is a win. I kind of feel like you really like the Grogu. That kind of puts you over the top, the magnetic Grogu. Maybe I just don't know enough or I'm not passionate enough about this figure to say like, oh man, you got to get this over the 2.0 if you already have it. I don't know if that's necessary, at least in my point of view. But also because of the 2.0, didn't that come with the Darksaber?
It has the Darksaber and the Beskar spear.
Yeah, I mean those are two great accessories. Not that you can't find them elsewhere if you really wanted to, but I think it's a great release. I think it's a great sculpt. Just my first impressions, I think I might like this sculpt even better than the Fantastic Four one. I haven't seen them side by side and I haven't looked at that one in a little while, but I think it's great, man. I mean, I would probably display him helmeted anyway because I like that look for him. So the sculpt's kind of irrelevant to me, but again, I'm not really in the market for this figure, so I'm probably not going to be glazing Mike right now about it. You know what I mean? I'm going to hold back a little bit, but I think it's a good release. Is it everybody's most exciting release recently? Probably not, because we've seen it a few times.
No.
And I'm surprised for the film being Star Wars that they didn't really radically change his look. Now, that's not to say later on in the film, maybe they will, right? And then we'll get another figure.
Yeah.
And maybe if that one is so different and really cool, maybe that'll make me get it. But as of now, I've always preferred the Durasteel to the Beskar, so that's just me.
I think a lot of people do. I think it's a lot of people's favorite. By the way, Moose, I apologize for for missing your message. Moose, we would never embellish your 27 months of service. You are one of the GOAT hotline hotties, so I apologize. I know you're just giving me shit, but I apologize. But yeah, dude, it's funny because I think a lot of people, I think their favorite look is the Durasteel. It just has that like Western, not that the Beskar doesn't, but you know, that Durasteel just has that like Western vibe to it. And that's like that initial, you know, appearance of Mando that we get. That's that Western vibe that gets captured with that particular version of his outfit.
It's lived in. You want that lived in look, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least I do.
Yeah, I mean, I like both. You know, it's like it's hard, right? And like I was talking about this with my buddy the other day. It's like if you could cosplay one of them, I probably would do the Durasteel just because it's like unique, you know. And it's got, like you said, it looks lived in. It's got like different paint patterns and all the different pieces of armor. It's not uniform like this one. Yeah, well said, dude. Well said. And I think for me, the way I justified it is like I have Moff Gideon in my display with the Darksaber, so I'm like, you know, Mando couldn't handle that thing for shit, so I'm like, he doesn't need to have it. But
Dude,
the Beskar spear I will miss that.
I got my son like a little I guess it was the vintage collection Moff Gideon, right? And because he's 3, sometimes he mashes words and like flips words around, so he calls him Kitten Muffin, which I think is hilarious.
You gotta get a nameplate.
Moff Gideon is Kitten Muffin.
Dude, you gotta get a custom nameplate made for your.
Dude, that would be awesome. So every time he's like, "I need Kitten Muffin," I crack up.
You're like, okay, I'll get him. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Kitten Muffin.
Clone Trooper, what's up? Clone Trooper says the new head sculpt is better, but I'll keep my 2.0. I like the accessories better, and Mando's story ran its course for me. I have no interest in watching the movie, so I don't need movie accessories. Fair. And yes, guys, the links are in the chat if you want to pre-order this guy from Off the Racks. Red Priest is saying, I'm thinking of this, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of this, or I'll wait until they drop a battle damage line like they've been doing with everyone else. Yeah, I don't know. For Mando, I'm really digging the clean look, like the all shiny look. That just appeals to me with the Beskar. Steve glazing his own hat. Everybody's saying what's up to Big Dog Pound. By the way, what's up, Bolts? Lane, let's jump to you. And by the way, while we have it on the screen, the Remnant Snowtrooper has been teased here. No shocker, you know, that you could clearly see
this was going to come. Like,
most of the parts are
Commander
reused.
Coming and stuff. Yeah,
most of the parts are definitely going to be reused on this one, apart from some different costume changes. But we got him here with the Remnant Snowtrooper. We see a different blaster and everything. The Remnant Snowtrooper, guys, if you haven't seen it, it's like half the Snowtrooper helmet, and then it's got like this like gas mask looking piece on the front of it. Yeah, Lane, how are you feeling about this one?
Oh, I think the sculpt looks amazing. Like that looks like Pedro Pascal. Makes me wonder if in the physical movie we're going to see his face more, maybe than we had in the late season 2. The only reason I say that is because this is a movie, and usually in the movie the big star, because Pedro Pascal is a big star. Like he's it makes me think we might see his face more in the movie. And now, not maybe even 50% of the movie, but we're probably going to see him more because they want the star's face out there to be seen. The figure itself, I think, looks great. I mean, to me, there's not a whole lot different from the previous one, except, like you said, some of the accessories and like there's the knife. Now, the big thing is being able to, as you pointed out, stick Grogu on there and his his racer pram thing now that he has. Most of the guns are the same, except maybe for the blaster rifle. Yeah, and the knife. I think they look. It is. I just maybe not remember. I haven't looked at the accessories. I've had the same accessories on him, and
it looks like he has the original vibro blade too, and he's got this like crazy, like Mike said, it looks like from an '80s movie. That thing,
that looks more like that's not a knife. This is a knife. See,
this is a knife.
But I mean, honestly, this one, I didn't get super excited for it because it's kind of like it's our 4th Mando. Yeah, you know,
no, that's understandable.
And there's not enough different with it versus like say to me a Darth Vader or something like that, because I know we've had a billion Vaders, but you know, there's at least either there's differences in the original trilogy, or there's a different completely base or something with it. This just feels like it's switching out accessories almost, and maybe some of the paint up. I never had a problem with it.
It's not a must-have. It's not a must-have.
Now, my attitude toward this could totally change, because I am gonna go see the movie. If I really like the movie, I might want to just, because I like the movie and it's the most, you know, we have a bias that we usually want to own something. What is the most recent version or thing of the character we want to see?
100%.
So I might see the movie in May and just go, you know what? I think now I know if I were to get this guy, I would not get the deluxe version because I don't care about the print or anything. Yeah. I'm interested in the Mando figure himself. And I got suckered into buying the deluxe for the original one when I've never used those pieces once. And
that, Lane, that's another point that I didn't bring up. I'm glad you mentioned that. I never got the swoop bike, so those pieces became useless to me because I had no reason to have him with the thing.
Now, this is not the same as that. Like, this is not the same because you actually, this is different with what is extra being with Grogu and stuff. But to me, that just, I look at it and to me, that looks like extra room that I don't have to stick in the space where I would have them.
Fair point.
And I'm still going to get a Grogu with it. Now, like I said, this is, and it's $375. I'm already kind of pulled back a little bit when I saw for the regular edition, the price being $330. I was like, really, guys?
Lane, how interesting is it that you get the cooler Grogu with the with the standard collector version?
Yeah, well, you don't get both.
I don't know. Do you get the
or is the bandolier just something you attach?
So I'm assuming this Grogu is magnetic, but in the deluxe version is what they're showing this, the sitting Grogu, and this one with the metal plate on his chest with the Beskar plate. So I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I'm assuming you don't get both. Let's look. Continue, Lane. I will.
I'm curious to know that.
You know, I think
that would be a Hot Toys move. That would be a Hot Toys.
You're like, shit, I might get the deluxe.
The only good thing about that is like, the only thing they've put behind the paywall of deluxe is Grogu and the accessory, Grogu and his pram.
Which we all have 30 of these.
I was just gonna say. So like for most of us, I don't know. Like,
if you're going to get one, you can justify if it's more about the Mandalorian and the head sculpt and stuff. It's easier to justify getting
exactly. I think they did the collector a service by having the magnetic one come standard. Because if they swapped, you know, if the magnetic one was only an exclusive, that'd be kind of a bad move. So it's cool that one is the one that's in the collector.
Yeah,
I agree with that. That's a cool, like, because that's the coolest Grogu. Come on now.
Yeah, that's the one everyone's really gonna want.
So if you get the collector, guys, it comes with the one that goes on his back, which I think is a good compromise.
Yeah. I think because it's a little bit more focused on them together, probably at a different part of the movie, kind of traveling like that or something.
Yeah.
But I have zero problems with the figure itself. Hey, Salty. I think it looks fabulous. I really do love the Pedro Pascal head sculpt.
How do you feel about this, Lane? Look at that sucker.
Oh yeah, no, it looks really good. Like I can look at that, and that looks like the Reed Richards one, but definitely the brushing and stuff, like on the skin and everything. And obviously the hair is different because it's not the same for both.
That's the other thing I was going to say. I do like the hair on this one more as well.
Well,
the hair looks a little odd on the previous version.
Yeah, but you definitely see the detail difference, even just for like what we've seen, like for the improvements, like say going back to the Anakin dual. I call him dual Anakin. The second, the actual sculpted hair Revenge of the Sith one. Like the details there and everything with the switch, you can definitely see just how the sculpted hair, where maybe Hot Toys is realizing they may not just be the best at going in on all the like actual artisan hair and stuff, and maybe they just improve on what is their ultimate bread and butter. Which is
Peter was wanting an artisan version of this. He said he was mad that we didn't finally get an artisan one.
I'm totally fine without the artist.
This is a similar hairstyle to Tony Stark, so if they're not doing it for Mando, maybe we won't see.
Yeah, you're more likely to get it on a Tony Stark. I actually think we are going to get an artisan like Doctor Doom. like
Wouldn't
that's going to be a
surprise me,
Pedro
dude.
head sculpt, because like
That's
that
the time for them to make some serious money.
that's when they can charge $525 for it.
Yeah.
But this is
Dude,
it's
it's so good.
it's one of those things, because I think what is a little that isn't helped, at least with the initial thing, is the other figures for the movie that were announced with this don't jive with it at all. Because they're totally different size, scale thing for them and everything, you know? If maybe I think if they had maybe put out with it like the Snowtrooper or something that was in the same scale that could kind of build off each other a little bit, and which they probably will. I'm just saying for the initial announcement here. But
Pimpazoid, I think you get, is it 3 with the deluxe? I think so. Yeah, I think it's 3. I think you get 3, right? Because there's the seated one in the pram, the standing one with the Beskar plate, and then the one on the back. Because the one on the back looks like it has no like visible feet. Like his body's like curved. You see what I mean? I think it's 3. I could be wrong, but it looks like 3 to me. It looks like the one that comes with the collector, this one, which appears to be different to me. I mean, I could be wrong, but it looks different to me. And then this one, right? Is it 3?
I think you're probably right.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, because they usually just mold them like a half, whatever.
Right. This one looks like he's molded to go across his back. You know, I mean, I could be wrong, but hey, would you be surprised?
Got to look at what's in the box on Sideshow.
What's in the box?
Right. I wish they would give us a cloth outfit on him and just make him a proper figure.
Dude, I literally said that earlier. I was like, why can't they just do it? Yeah. No, not in the stream. I said it to my buddy. I was like, why can't they just do cloth outfits for him?
Yeah. And somebody mentioned the mustache, and I do give him props for like his facial hair is very difficult to do. It's easy to do a full beard, but like the paint work looks really nice on this.
Yeah, I agree.
What we really need, though, actually, from all of these things, is we finally need to get that AT-AT driver figure.
Hey, did they in some of the promo, like on Facebook? I think I feel like I heard somebody say in the background it looked like a figure version of like an ATRT or ATST.
I must have missed that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but you know what I'm really glad that they didn't do? Here's what I'm glad they didn't do. And we talked about this on previous streams about these potential figures. I said I hope, and Flavio, I remember him and I were talking about it, I'm like, I hope they don't do him on the ATST because I wouldn't get it. Like, that's just, I don't want to spend vehicle money for Mando on the Walker, you know what I mean? So I'm glad they didn't do that. I was optimistic that they wouldn't, but it wouldn't have surprised me because obviously we saw in the trailer he's riding on one. So
yeah. I might have misheard somebody, but I haven't.
It might have if it is. Like, I can go back and look at the photos. I'm just not. I didn't see that myself. Maybe it's in the collector edition photos. TK says there's more stuff coming for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a different Din. This is promo stuff coming out right now to hype up the movie. It is crazy though. Like I said, that it's coming out so far before the movie. They must have a lot of stuff planned because that's the only reason they would announce it so early. Because sometimes they're even like behind announcing stuff. Oh, it is 3 Grogus. Okay. Like I said, I could have been wrong. I was just like going by the picture, but you know how Hot Toys is sometimes. Boba Fettuccine in the house. What's up, my friend? Another Hotline hottie. He says, this is one good-looking sculpt. It really is, dude. It's a great-looking sculpt. And like Mike was saying, like the facial hair is solid, man. Solid job on the sculpt. And like the eyes don't have that weird, like overly large look on this sculpt. I feel like they blend pretty nicely. Fig, before we move on, what are your thoughts on this figure and this head sculpt? You know, we had the head sculpt pulled up, but I'll go back to the figure. I'll see if I can find that photo, if there is a photo about the Walker. But Fig, what are your thoughts on this? Are you picking this up, man?
I'm gonna pass, but I will say the head sculpt is a 10 out of 10. I feel like, to me, this is maybe a top 30 head sculpt that they've ever done. Like, I feel like it's the best of Pedro we've seen thus far.
And we had 2 new Pedro head sculpts recently.
Clean. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it keeps getting better. It's just gradually getting better. And I think they're going to be updating the Joel, and they're going to be updating the Mr. Fantastic possibly to like what they're doing with this, because it's too close. The timing is just too close for one to be subpar compared to the other. Like, I feel like they're all going to be like great. Personally, like the only thing that I see that could have been better out of the whole set, especially for the deluxe, is if the pram could close. I think we spoke about that earlier. If the pram could have closed, like had a shutting feature. That would have been nice to see. Just something, just why not? And like I got out of Mando like a year ago, and Mando was the only figure I had from the whole line from back in the day. So it's just when I kind of prioritized my collection, I decided let me just stick to prequels, and Mando ended up getting the axe. So it looks great. If I was still in it, I'd buy this and probably keep the Beskar and put the head sculpt on the Beskar and just have them kind of like together, like that would have been my plan. But
yeah,
unfortunately, I'm passing. But I'm so happy for everybody and the Star Wars guys.
Yeah, we've been it's been a little silent for Star Wars for a bit, so it's cool to see like a little triple drop. And we're gonna talk about those 1-to-1 scales. We'll probably just kind of have like an open discussion where anybody can throw out thoughts. We're not gonna like go around the room, but yeah, dude, I think this is exciting. I do agree with Lane though that this is not probably that exciting to a lot of people because there are so many versions in the previous version. Which, by the way, we're about to close the poll here in a second, so vote in the poll. I'm gonna close it out. And by the way, what's up, Doc Bad? I see you in the chat. I don't think I read your comment when you first came in. I hope you're doing well. Yeah.
I was going to say, 6-scale treasures, he did a great comparison. Like with both of them, the Beskar Mando, the Chrome Mando, and this new one. It looks night and day to me personally. Like the other one looked great for its time, but it just looks like an outdated figure now compared to this.
In some ways, yeah. But like I said,
head sculpt.
Even after I just like boxed mine up, I still think it's a great looking figure, Like I would have been very happy with it, but I saw the opportunity to sell it and get the newest one. And like I told Lane, that's like an appealing thing to me. If there's a new version and I could sell the previous, and what I sold it for, I covered like 80% of what this one retails for. So I'm very happy. I grabbed it from off the racks this morning, and I'm set, bro. But I'm gonna close the poll here, guys. So where are my results? 57% said they're grabbing the 3.0, 26% said they're happy with their 2.0, and 17% said both. I would have been part of that 17% a year ago, but I'm trying to turn over a new leaf in my collection. So
yeah, I'm surprised it's that high, man. Because
me too.
Me too.
Mando really, I think we can, whether you like season 3 or not, it wasn't really a success with the fandom at large, right? Yeah. Really killed the momentum of the character and the whole show. So this movie's got a big hill to climb and get us back on board, and I hope it does. But I think Big Dog Pound asked if this Mandalorian will sit.
I don't think so.
I'm if this was a Mando season 4 figure, I would say they're going to produce a lot less of them than they did in in the COVID era, right? But because this is for a film, it's an MMS, it's a different thing now. I don't know. I don't think, certainly the interest in Mandalorian is not what it used to be. We'll see, I guess. I guess they're going to wait and see what the pre-orders look like. Maybe that's why they put this up so early.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Sal was kind of saying the same thing, wondering if it's going to sit. I don't think it will. To be fair, the version 2 didn't really sit that long. I think it
it's for a little while. It's out for a good while.
but not compared to like
not
the early
the original
days of Mando V1 where it sat like it didn't sit for nearly as long as that one did. So I think
but it sat for almost a year.
Right, but compared to the other one,
I know, where they still haven't gotten rid of it. I'm just saying it's not like it just flew off the shelf. Like we got to keep it within reason.
But like
we're sat for a year or more.
We're in different days of Hot Toys now. A lot of stuff doesn't sit anymore. It's like you got the oddballs like Nightwing and stuff that's gonna sit, but like I think this one, there's a reason they put it up now. Apart from having other stuff they want to announce around the time of the film, I think Mike is right. They're probably announcing it now to kind of gauge what sales they're going to get pre-hype of the film coming out.
May the 4th and stuff, so they might have some other stuff.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, May the 4th is probably going to be nasty this year. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Just keep in mind that the Wolverine is still sitting, right?
Yeah.
So it's so hard to predict. Like that figure, they must have just like overproduced the heck out of it. Yeah. And that was the first version of that figure. So sit or not sit really depends on how the pre-orders shake out.
I think that Wolverine was probably selling like a motherfucker, and they're just like, keep ordering them. They're like, keep ordering them.
The POs are probably through the roof, right?
That was probably one of the best-selling figures.
I'm willing to bet they probably sold quite a few.
Oh, yeah. No, they did well, and they made their money. That thing could still sit for another 5 years. They made the money on that.
Yep. We got Johnny.
I think it's comparable to Mark 85.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, probably
They
close
still
to
can't get rid of Mark 85.
Johnny Chronicles, what's up, my friend? Another
Yeah.
hotline hottie. He says, evening hotties, after much deliberation, still debating on getting this new one. Well, hey, maybe sit on it, see the movie, kind of see how you feel about it, and go from there. I think that's the best way to decide on it, unless you're like me and you like sold your previous one to grab this one. Because I've already got my opinion formed on this character after 3 seasons. So it's like, and his appearances in the Book of Boba Fett, but so I know that I love this character. Whether this movie shakes out or not, I want a representation of him. So for me, that's how I decided, like, hey, I'm just going to sell my current one and get this one. I'm excited for the film. My boy Zeb is back. Gara Zeb is in the movie. We got Embo showing up, which I think is very exciting and random as shit. And, I'm excited to see it, though, nonetheless, in live action. And if that breeds us getting an Embo figure with his dog, like, I think that would be sick.
Oh, bro. Yeah, no, Zeb, dude. I want Zeb.
And Zeb, that's a figure. So I'm trying to like set like some parameters for myself. It's like the Remnant Stormtrooper, I could be convinced to get it, but I'm trying to tell myself, no, I just love Snowtroopers so much. But for sure I will get Zeb and Embo if they do it. And then, Ripley is in this. I'm sure you guys have seen. So to get her as a Star Wars character to me is really cool. So I might grab that.
Her Black Series one I think is already up for pre-order or something.
Yeah, the first editions.
Yeah.
I actually grabbed a couple of those. My Target had them. The first edition white boxes came back after, I don't know, like 10 years almost.
It works out nicely for Hot Toys too because they can work on her sculpt from this and Aliens.
Well, yeah, and they tease that they have a 40th anniversary line in the works.
Exactly.
So
yeah, they'll definitely make her.
If you guys are ready for the screen to be completely glazed over, when they announced that Ripley with the power loader, first of all, Mike's going to do whatever he can to make it, no matter what he has going on. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, and I think Clone Trooper, I think he's going to be in the blue flight suit, but I'm still going to get it because it's Zeb, and I want to have it with my Ahsoka Rebels characters. Like, I'm going to be grabbing it for sure. But obviously, yeah, we want his OG look from Rebels, but I'll take it. Yomo said, haven't gotten a Mando yet. I've been on the fence about getting the S2 version. This one looks awesome. I don't care much for the head sculpt look for Mando. I'd much rather have the helmet look. I think most people are probably on your side with that
because that's where you think of the Mandos with the helmets on, most of the masks and the helmets.
Yeah. Like I said, with these guys, I don't want to spend a tremendous amount of time on it because they're technically not 1/6, but I do want to take a quick look at it, and you guys can just kind of react as we're looking through them.
This is what, the third life size?
Yes, the third life size. Remember they teased
the other
one years ago with the pram, and it never happened?
Finally recently sold out.
Yeah, and then there was the Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, that was the
they
second
sold. So there's 3 of them now. This one comes with quite a bit of accessories. You get the Beskar plate. You get his little satchel, which looks like straight up pleather, so it kind of scares me. You get the cookie. You get the little like paintball shooter that he used in that one training scene.
And it's actually cheaper than the not the most recent one, but the original one.
Yeah,
the original one was like 300 something.
Yeah, and shout out to 6 Scale Treasures. Shout out to him because he did a comparison between this one and the previous versions, and they actually did a pretty decent job on the head sculpt on this one. I'm not mad at this one. Yeah, and I have the Sideshow statue. I'm going to try to sell it, and if I can sell it, I'm actually going to get this one. And the Sideshow statue will always be the most accurate because it was worked on by Legacy Effects, who literally made the puppets for the show. And you could tell, especially with even on this version, you could tell how much more accurate the actual robes are on the Sideshow version.
Yeah.
But for those of you guys that have the Sideshow version, Sideshow is selling an accessory set with pretty much all of this stuff, albeit missing a few things that Hot Toys included. But you get the Beskar plate, the little paintball launcher. You get a cookie that actually has a bite taken out of it, which I don't know how I feel about the decision because you can't lift the arms to his mouth like he's eating it. So it's just like hanging at his side. Nevertheless, I got to commend Sideshow for that. That is very pro-consumer. Instead of releasing a whole nother statue, they're like, here's an accessory set for a statue that some of you guys bought over 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So you got to commend them for that. I think that's very consumer-friendly. So, of course, that made my decision very difficult between selling the Sideshow version or just keeping it and getting the accessory set. But ultimately, I want a posable Grogu. So only if my Sideshow version sells. So if any of you guys are looking for that, hit me up.
He's cool, though.
Yeah, he's very cool. This looks awesome, man.
If you don't own or you wanted to, like say, even if you're not going to go see the movie, so obviously the accessories may not mean a ton to you. I think under $300 for this guy for the size and everything. Now, he's a little bit more expensive than some, even like the Chopper or something like that. So, or the Stitch life size that they have come out. But Hot Toys has done a pretty good job going into this like kind of scale, like the small, tiny life size, you know, because they're not, you know, more than usually 14, 15 inches tall. But they've done a really good job kind of starting to do some of this, you know, size and scale with these figures where they're big but not too huge or something.
Yeah, and also Lane, with the previous, especially the first one. Sorry, Fig, I didn't realize you got back in. Especially the first one, I'm sure you guys remember. His feet were like massive. His hands were like huge. Like they looked out of scale, and I feel like they've dialed it in. And I'm so glad they got rid of that swappable ear bullshit because those seams were disgusting on the original one. Yeah, like this looks good, man. Like I said, I still think the Legacy Effects one that Sideshow did is more accurate. And I do agree that this should have a bit more weathering, but look, if I were able to somehow get the Sideshow robe on this one, that would be like the perfect combination. Granted, of course, like the robe color does subtly change between seasons in this movie, but see that posability, man, being able to hold up the little paintball gun and pose him with the Anzellans here with his hands on their head and stuff. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, that's definitely Photoshop. There's no way that's that bright. But yeah, it's just cool, dude. This is a cool piece, you know. I know we've seen it before, and I know a lot of people are going to pass on this one, and myself included if my Sideshow one doesn't move. But Lane was talking about
plus you could get the
earlier.
accessories kit.
Right, and that's what I said. It makes it a very hard decision because you have that option to get the Sideshow. And I was saying, like, right as you dropped out, that I think that's very pro-consumer of Sideshow to offer that, not making him buy a whole new statue. Yeah, he dwarfs him, dude. The droid is ready. That's hilarious.
Scorsese.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and that's really showing just how big he is. Because I mean, the Fitzellan isn't tiny. It's like, but he's only 11. I didn't think about it, but it's not even 11 inches tall.
I have a 1-to-1 scale Anzellin, but it's like a little shitty one that I bought at Galaxy's Edge years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what he comes with for $285. I mean, I think that's a pretty fair price. 1-to-1 scale, posable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very fair price.
And you have to take into effect the Star Wars license too, so that does factor into it a little bit as well.
One thing that I don't care for is how he holds the stuff. Like that doesn't look secure to me. It just looks like no. I'm like, come on, who's gonna? It's funny, but who's gonna pose him with the detonators? Not many people. But
I just like him with the. I think the thing that does not look like it provides the best protection is his little body armor looking thing there. That
yeah.
I feel like we were heading towards an actual, like, I don't know, chainmail or something like that.
Yeah, what happened with
does
that?
have
He melted it
underneath.
down and made this or something like that? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah.
should he not still have the chainmail underneath, or did he melt? I can't remember, honestly.
I can't remember.
It's all blurred.
Yeah, somehow I feel the chainmail being blaster proof is much better than this thing.
Yeah.
This does not feel protection proof.
Yeah.
Here he is with the Anzellin. This is obviously the photos for the Anzellin. I love the rooted hair on the face. I think that looks very good.
Yeah.
This one's an easy pass for me, as cool as it is. Like, I can't be buying shit like this
And
anymore.
I'm just thinking about this, seeing the side that I'm just realizing that the absolute Batman figure is going to absolutely dwarf.
How crazy is that?
When it comes out?
Yeah, because Absolute Batman is like 6'7" in the comics.
Yeah, he's 6'9", and so his just seeing the figure, I'm just thinking about, because he's like 15 inches tall or 16, almost 16 inches tall, and he is going to make these guys look like Mr. Small.
So with the Anzellin, I didn't really get a chance to look at these too closely. Is there just it's one release with swappable parts, or how does that work?
It's just one SKU, I believe, right?
Okay, so they have swappable glove, like swappable hands,
I think so.
and a headgear.
I believe so. Yeah.
All right.
I think so, yeah.
Because even like
the
the
lights
chest,
are cool too.
There's like armor on
the
the
kit.
or something on the chest too. Yeah, the lights are cool.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, there's
Zellen's neat, man. The Droidsmith.
There's just one SKU.
Got it. Yeah, look, I'm not a big sequels fan at all. I actually despise them. But these characters did make me. I got a little chuckle out of them, I will say. And then I like that they showed up again. And
well, yeah, Babu Frick when he was working on C-3PO, and he's just like so nonchalant about it.
Yeah,
it was just funny.
It was a charming character.
Or
it
he's
was
just
some
bouncing
needed
around
comic
some
relief.
reason, like in the cockpit of the Y-wing, and you're like, why is he there? Like, jumping around.
FBJ, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man.
Hey,
I hope you're doing well. Is this the head sculpt the same as the prototype in the Pram Hot? I don't know, dude. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if I even.
And do you think that this is probably the earlier Zelen we probably saw, a while back?
Yeah, I like that he has the flashlight. Like I said, I doubt it's that bright, but I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are cool. I won't be getting the Anzellin. Like I said, the Grogu's and maybe, but I do commend Hot Toys on some improvements. The one thing I didn't mention, I am worried about the material on that bag. I'm sure that's straight up pleather. So I am worried about that.
That's a lot of pleather.
Yeah, I was hoping they would do a sculpted material, but it actually, the bag does open, so I guess that's why they decided to go. It's definitely pleather, because they did, I mean, it looks nice, though. I will say, it looks nice, nice quality, but yeah.
It would have been cool if that armor was actual die cast.
Yeah, well, I guess we wouldn't be looking at 285 then, but that would be cool.
Right.
Yeah, it does have that hammered finish, so that's probably why they didn't do that. I noticed on the Sideshow one, it doesn't have quite as like a pronounced hammered pattern, which I actually prefer on this one. Yeah, it looks like a shit ton of pleather. Eric in the house, what's up, my friend? One of our hotline. Heidi's here. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna let my boy Fig. I know he's like, look at him rubbing his little hands together. I'm gonna let my boy Fig take the lead on this one because he was the first person I thought of. Him and Yomo this morning when this dropped. But Fig, Born Again season 2 is here, and
tonight
this was coming.
Premieres tonight.
And another episode of for those of you guys who watch Invincible like myself, another episode of Invincible today, which I'm really digging. I'm just loving that show. I'm loving it so much. But Fig, man, tell me about the Daredevil black suit with the double D logo finally with Charlie Cox.
Well, those who know, Shadowland Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? All black suit. I know a lot of people really wanted the red suit with the DDs. Even I wanted it, but at the end of the day, I'm fine. I'm okay with it. I'm glad that it is what it is and it's coming out. The show is going to be exciting to see. They just announced the one shot finally for Punisher, which is going to come right after the final episode of this season for Born Again, season 2. So it's a good time to be a Marvel fan. We're making a comeback. Let's go. And I'm pre-ordering this. This is no hesitation. I'm pre-ordering this because I'm building something out with Daredevil. So I need that. And the red one too. I don't know if they're gonna be making a red suit with like 2 Ds, because the way they did it with this is kind of like a cop out, where it's kind of like spray painted around the letters, so it's like it's not actually engraved in the suit. It's just like it's there,
like stenciled.
So, yeah, exactly.
Did you see the Charlie Cox behind the scenes when he's talking about the suit?
I did. He said
it was really cool, right?
Yeah, he earned it. Like he felt like he earned the DDs, and
yeah,
it was pretty cool.
It's a red suit painted black, so as it goes along, it scrapes off more of the black, and you see the red coming through. And
the battle damage
that makes it very unique to the show as well, because that's never been in the comic. Exactly. And like you said, battle damage. So like as a figure, like that, I'm really excited to see how they pull that off in figure form. I think that's going to make this look like just really different and cool.
So
I didn't mean to
guys,
step on what you were saying.
No, real quick, I put up a poll. When I say new red suit, I'm going off of what Fig was saying. Like, if there was a new red suit to show up at some point in this season, are you going to wait and see if that happens, or are you going to go for this one? That's what the poll is about. Because I'm just curious, because I'll say my piece on it real quick. You guys know I've limited my Marvel quite a bit. That being said, if they do a new red suit with the double D, I will have to get it. Just because that's the look that I'm going for. This looks badass. I love this suit. I will not be getting it because I'm only going to have one Daredevil. It's not going to be this one. And I did have the She-Hulk version. I sold that a while back. And I'm one of the people, I really like the Murdoch suit. This one's really cool. I'll be passing on it, but I would be remiss to say this doesn't look super badass. I love the Photoshop job here. With the
and give us more characters from this show, man. Come on, give us more characters. We need a Kingpin. Come on,
dude. It's crazy that Hot Toys has not done a single Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin. Not a single one. They never, and they even from the Spider-Verse films, they didn't do the comic accurate Kingpin. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I'm hoping for a Punisher, and obviously with Brand New Day and with the Punisher special, that's one that I will pick up. As limited as I am with my Marvel, that's one I would grab because I just love John Bernthal as the Punisher. So I'm hoping...
Give us a clean cut Punisher.
I know, and obviously one with a real leather jacket if he's going to have a leather jacket, because that's why I didn't grab the other one. But yeah, I will say, guys, if you're hesitant on this one, I think it's obviously likely that we're gonna get the red suit, and like Mike described with like the suit wearing away, like let's see how they play off of that. Let's see where that goes, because that just tells me that there's a red suit coming eventually. We got Kaiju Daddy in the house. I actually gave you a little shout out earlier, but what's up, my friend? Thank you so much for being here as always. Good to see you.
Sorry to disappoint you, Connor, but I think the red suit that's going to be underneath this black suit is going to be the one they announced last year.
Hey, it could be. Here's the thing, right? I am not so pressed for it that if my hope is wrong, that I'll be like so let down. I'll just be like, oh, whatever. Yeah, Punisher would be sick, but yeah, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. He says, oh, here we go. This is crazy, Pedro. He said, I don't like black cocks with the double D's. There we go.
Hey, yo.
That's cool.
Hey, Kaiju, at least when I'm in your chat, all I do is get cooked. All he does is roast me. So, hey, I'm the nice guy here.
Damn.
But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know if anybody else had any additional thoughts on this version. It's obviously just a tease, so there's not really much to go off of. It's just kind of like, hey guys, it's coming. We're a little behind on the full announcement, so I just wanted to let you know it's coming.
Let's see them actually put some stuff out. They haven't put out any figures actually releasing like a month.
They're behind on a lot of
It's
stuff.
a weird
Lane.
time right now.
I was just talking to my friend yesterday. They haven't released like barely any Beetlejuices.
No,
Like,
it's
they're
been
very
strange.
behind on that one. Yeah, for real. What's going on here, man? These comments.
People are still getting their battle damage Darth Vaders.
I just got mine yesterday.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
And then it's crazy that my Romulus Xenomorph just arrived broken. Like, what's going on with their QC?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
with
Oh,
that?
yeah. I mean, yeah. That
I
totally.
definitely did not
Like,
break
at
it.
least if it was user error, then you could understand, you know.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
just
Like,
arriving
that's
broken.
They're
It's
putting
crazy.
too much on their plate. That's what I think. They're like all this competition from all angles. It's like they're trying to overextend themselves, and it's not. I don't think it's a good thing.
I think they're loading up, bro. Like, I think May the 4th this year is going to be a banger, and I would not be surprised if they started the A New Hope anniversary stuff early. I really would not. After seeing that Han out of nowhere, wouldn't be surprised if they got an early start on it. Yeah, that's
You're
another
making
one.
Mike already just kind of tense up just at the thought process. Like, hey, Mike, if you thought you were safe, guess what? From now till next February when they put out the the 50th anniversary release of Star Wars, it's like you better get ready because you're gonna get like 15 figures. Really, they're gonna be putting out like TK425 Stormtrooper along with the officer who pronounced his name to the fifth tech going up the elevator scene or something.
I hope so, or they release 2 figures and that's it. We're like, what happened? You know, Hot Toys is weird.
I've been telling everybody, I think Hot Toys could very well do Luke's land speeder because it's not that big of a vehicle. It's actually smaller compared to some of the other stuff they've done.
Hey, you know what they got to do? They should do they do landscape things like they did that to Spider-Man. They should just do the Rebel Trooper who's standing up there for some reason in a that little cylinder thing where you keep a lookout for no reason you can actually figure out other than I don't know, to give some scale to the X-Wings taking off or something like that from the planet. And you're like, why is that guy in a cylinder like he can barely fit it? Like, what is he supposed to do?
Lane, another reason I was saying that they might kind of start early, like, we're not going to get into the statue discussion, Lane. But, Lane, we did just see a new announcement from Blitzway coming this Friday. There's a Ben Kenobi quarter-scale posable statue, which I have.
Will it have sculpted hair though, or will it have
sculpted?
It'll be sculpted.
It's sculpted. Yeah, they showed
it. Help keep the price down a little bit.
Yeah, but look, everybody's doing a New Hope stuff. That's all I'm saying. It seems like they're starting early.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I mean, we got, and I have to get that Ben, man, to have with that Han because I did pre-order the quarter-scale Han.
I was going to ask you that. I don't know about the sculpt yet on that Ben. I'm not sold yet.
It doesn't look as good as the Hot Toy sculpt right now. It doesn't, because that Hot Toy sculpt is just perfect.
I think because of how well that how Revenge of the Sith did last year, even though it was just one weekend release, because that made a lot of money for a 20-year-old movie. I think that a lot of people are not going to do like crazy silly, but I think a lot of people think the re-release of Star Wars next year in the original format is going to, at least for a weekend, is probably going to do pretty good. You know,
you're right, Lane. That's
think
why
It's
I'm
probably
like,
gonna do 25. You know, it's 25 to 40 million dollars if that for a 50-year-old movie like that.
I mean, yeah,
if you
Revenge
do
of the
that.
Sith did insanely well. So,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Every
So I
week
think
that-
I think there is actually some certain expectation for that special release. What that movie's
I
going to
mean,
do.
even
They're
Rogue
like,
One when it got re-released, I remember that did very well. Like these re-releases are big money makers for them.
and this
man.
is not, this is the re-release to like top all re-releases because
Yeah.
we've never really seen anything like this before.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They've re-released Star Wars before, and I've seen it every time, but not the original version.
yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so is
Blue
this,
Tattoo, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. I hope you're
is
doing
this
well.
at 1/6 scale? Is this Mondo?
This is 1/6 scale, so this
Yeah.
is the next figure in the line. You gotta say, sometimes we like to rag on Mondo. I'm not a big
This
fan
looks
of all
cool.
their exposed joint figures. My experience with the realistic stuff, I've had to modify them and make them better and make it to my liking and swap the bodies and stuff. But I gotta say, these are some of the best looking Mondo figures that they've ever done.
Yeah.
I'll say this: these figures, the timed editions of these figures, are going to be worth quite a lot of money over time. Because Mondo, you'd be surprised. Some of those timed editions, like of BTAS and stuff, and even some of the X-Men stuff, it sells for a lot of money.
It does, dude. I
facts,
just ordered the Mumra yesterday, actually, because I
Nice.
missed out on the timed one. So I needed that to go for with my Lionel. But I saw this unpainted last year at Comic-Con, and I saw the Donnie painted and on display, and I was like, I was blown away.
Yeah.
These pictures do not do these figures justice.
They look
They're
really
very
cool.
fairly priced. It's like what, $250 for the timed editions? Like, come on.
I
dude.
thought it was a little more than that, but
All in, it's about it. Yeah, it goes up.
it's over 300.
Yeah,
But-
it is $250 for the timed edition, but that could be before taxes and shipping. It just says $250 for the pre-order.
Okay, for the timed edition for
yeah,
Leo,
yeah.
250.
Like that's a crazy.
Oh, okay.
price,
I thought
dude.
it was like 265, but yeah, no, 250 is great.
That's
You
a
get a lot
crazy
with
price.
it, a lot with it, and that's one of the best things about Mondo is
Yeah,
like if
dude,
you
like-
I mean, I say to people like, this is only going to be about $15 more than the standard, if there's a standard. So, which I'm sure there will be. I think there.
Yeah, I think they
anybody
announce
who
it
missed,
later.
yeah, anybody who missed the Donnie and is like, oh damn, I regret it. Don't worry about it. It'll
Hey,
come
man,
out
I
later.
gotta say, I really want to see him with these turtles. I want to see him do Bebop, Rocksteady, the Shredder.
Yeah,
Casey
Shredder already got
Jones.
shown.
Is that
Yeah.
saying add to cart right now? I thought that was sold out.
This is
oh
the
no, that's
so
the
there's a regular version now.
yeah. So you see what I mean? Like that's the regular version, and
crazy,
it's
Two-Face is
$15
still sitting.
less, but you still get so much with it.
yeah, you get an
You
extra
know?
head sculpt with the timed edition. That little
Yeah.
robot, like it's
Yeah.
definitely worth it.
Gotta love Mondo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah,
like I
just too
said,
bad their
very good
parent company
value.
is doing really bad.
Yeah. But no, this is sick, man. I mean, I'm excited. Here's the tough thing with this line, right? Is adopting this and then waiting for each figure to get announced. Like, it's a long wait for figures that you would like to display as a team. So that's the one downside. And seeing this, I'm like, damn, they should have done a sewer dio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They
but if
release
you're
pretty
used to
quickly, though.
collecting- Yeah. But
They
if
do.
and you're used to trying to collect teams. I mean, think about for Hot Toys with the Bad Batch. Like, I mean,
All we know is they will
yeah.
definitely complete this team. We can say
Yes.
that confidently.
Oh,
They
yeah.
will definitely complete
Mondo
this team
goes
for
deep
sure.
with a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so you should be used to if you collect one scale. If you've been trying to collect or certain teams and stuff, you just got to expect it's going to take a couple of years. So either
Yeah.
you got to be ready to do it, or you need to not let these really enter your zeitgeist for maybe trying to get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
You're
same if
halfway
trying
there
to
in
collect
8
the
months.
micro statues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaiju link in the chat, and I just showed it on screen. Shout out to everybody dropping the links for Kaiju. Blue Tattoo said, I cannot wait for these. Yeah, they're sick, dude. It's not that I regret not getting the timed edition of the previous one. I just didn't want to dedicate the space to these. Look, I want the 1990s Turtles. That's what I want. That's what's
I
most
know.
important to me. So that's what I'm waiting for. And Mondo has done larger versions, or NECA has done larger versions of them in the past. So it's like somebody has been interested in 1990s at some point. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
But
maybe-
these are so close. Like if you watch them talk
Yeah.
about them as well, like these are their this is supposed to be if there was like a fourth and fifth movie. So that's where they're going, and there's a whole story with them. So it's a very well thought out line, and this is just the trajectory of where those '90s Turtles would have gone. That's why, like in costume form or the bodies look very similar. The head sculpts are very similar.
Yeah.
They've just added more tech and weaponry
I was gonna
as
say
they've
it's
gotten more
missing-
mature.
It's like, for me, it's just missing that slight derpiness. It looks too
Sure.
good. It
Yeah.
looks too good to be the 1990s for me.
I think the
but they look
derpiness
great.
wouldn't have worked with like the
Yeah.
otherwise aggressive look they have. But I totally know what you mean. But that's what. Yeah. So like, in other words, like the faces had the animatronics were really good, so they could look derpy or they could look pretty tough. So that's why NECA has so many different versions of head sculpts.
Which
But
I love.
I do like the aggressive sculpts on these. But you're right. A 1990s just straight up in 6 scale would be incredible. I just want NECA to just make, because you can't beat what
The
NECA
quarter
did.
scales are
you
great.
really can't.
Yeah, they're perfect. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I
just
would
shrink
want in
those
6
to
scale.
1/6 and you're good.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, I think somebody's going to pick it up, and Yost has been asked so many times about it, and he's like, I would love to.
So the thing about the Turtles license is like anyone can get it.
Yeah.
Like it's
not a
just
hard one to
crazy.
get, yeah.
No. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, Game Shift, just real quick. Mondo has been very committed to their lines. Very, very committed to their lines. Between even the, Daredevil, they did multiple versions of him recently, like the Spider-Man line. Like, they've been very dedicated to it. X-Men figures. So I think it's very safe to adopt these lines because Mondo has proven that they are willing to go through and through with these characters.
Especially Turtles. Like,
Yeah.
I talked to them last year, and they're going super deep with Thundercats, right? And I
Yeah,
love
they
Thundercats,
are.
but TMNT is way bigger than Thundercats.
Yeah.
And they're going all the way with Thundercats, too. So, like,
Thundercats,
Chitara's out now.
He-Man, they're going crazy with those lines, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
X-Men and
FBJ.
Spider-Man for me.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
going hard on those,
love
man.
it.
They are. And I know shout out to
love
Brick.
those, man.
Brick really loves that Spider-Man line. He's really, really loving it. Blue Tattoo is kind of reiterating what Mike said. These are the closest we're going to get to the 90s Turtles for now. I still want the 90s. No, I agree. Like I said, these look awesome. That was just my excuse to not spend the money on this line. That's all it was a coping mechanism because I don't have the space to get them. These are probably going to be the best Turtles for quite some time.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it is tough to just get
These
one
are for
of
the
them. I get
diehards.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Bay, those designs suck. No
Yeah.
thanks.
They look like
thanks.
scary monsters.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, but we'll move on for the Turtles. I don't want to spend too much time on it. They're up for pre-order. It is a timed edition. For those of you who aren't aware, timed editions, it's in the name. You have time to pre-order it. It's around till a certain amount of time, and then it goes away. I do believe that the other Turtle will come back eventually, closer to release, maybe with some additional units, because that usually happens with Mondo in a lot of cases. But, of course, we don't know that for sure, so don't ignore the regular edition if you really want it, just because I said that. Just got to wait and see.
I was gonna say I really love Mondo, right? But the only flaw to me with them is that they force you to pay the whole thing up front. I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
But if you're paying through shop, you
you
don't
can do pay in full.
Yeah,
You can break it
pay,
down.
or even
But
obviously
they should have
even
their
if you-
own version, right?
I'm a
I
big
see what you mean.
proponent to shop pay. I love shop pay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely
And
love shop pay.
Yeah.
I will like because I've been glazing on them pretty hard. I will say another downside of them is like the plastic they use can be very brittle, and they can be tough to pose. Their joints are really tight. It also makes for figures that stand up really well, but they can be a
That's
little
why I
cumbersome.
swap all their bodies. Like
Yeah.
McCready. All that.
Yeah, so their humans are not that great, but anything based off animation and stuff is really,
Oh,
really
those
good.
are good. Yeah, those
really
are good.
good. But
Let me show
they're
you
they're tough to
guys
pose.
my pretty much completed, other than a couple things I got to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nada that I modified. I know
You
some
made
might
that
have
thing
said
look so much. Oh man, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a work of art.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
much better. But I still got shout out to Doggy Doc. He actually designed a lot of the accessories for this figure, and he did these custom glasses. He did a small run because they kind of butchered his design for manufacturing. They made them super thick and gross. The other thing they did is the holster here is supposed to be black, and the prototype he gave him was black, and they just made it brown. Another thing, this is supposed to be missing a couple bullets, and that's how Doggy Doc sculpted it, and they just added the bullets back in. I don't know why they did that.
They're like,
but-
we'll fix this
They just
mistake.
did their own thing.
Dude, and another thing, right? On eBay, there's this guy on eBay that makes these stands. I asked him to make it for me. I still have the film on it, but these stands are like $16 on eBay, and he's got all these different shapes. It's obviously fully clear. You can see it from the side. I just don't have the film off right now because I just got it recently. But but like $16 on eBay, and he's got like thing stands,
nice-
Power Rangers,
Yeah,
everything.
wow.
And I asked him to make this. He's like, send me a picture. I sent him the picture I wanted, and it's up on his store now. So if anybody needs a Nada stand, because he came with that stupid ass little black plastic one.
That's
there
cool,
you go.
bro. You need to go on
It
Etsy or
looks like
something.
the
and find
Endgame
some.
bases.
Yeah, it does. That
Yeah.
the shape of it. You need to go find some like empty bubblegum wrappers and just put them around them.
I know.
That'd be
He
cool.
does come with the box of bubble gum. He does have it. But
Oh,
it's
that's
like
cool.
a little out of scale. I still have to put the police baton on him as well. But
Looks like Sideshow has actually put up a coming soon for that Daredevil,
did they?
like in
okay.
RSVP.
Let's go.
FBJ said, I've come to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm
Yeah,
all
FBJ.
out of bubble gum. Yeah, Duke Nukem stole that from Nada, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the warehouse finds are good from Mondo. Yes, good point.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good point. They have some, especially with the vinyls. I've grabbed a couple Back to the Future vinyls off of that. They were very, very hard to find. I appreciate you, Big Dog Pound, saying let's get to 7K subs. Yeah, once I start making videos again, I think that'll be pushed up. You know,
I should sub.
Took a little break. That's crazy. Yeah, you haven't at this point. That's crazy. Yes. What's up? By the way, good to see you, Luke. Yeah, dude. I'm so
Be interesting.
butthurt about Stranger Things, the figure situation. The 301 suck, and yeah, I was really hoping that Hot Toys would do them, but they didn't. At least not yet. But hopefully soon. But guys, just real quick, I saw this up on the screen. Sideshow put up a coming soon for a Lydia Deetz from the first Beetlejuice film, a 6-scale figure, which I think is very exciting. And I know some of you guys are like, oh, it's Sideshow, it's going to look like crap. Look, dude, they use Yixi for some of their sculpts. So if they hired Yixi and they get a good sculpt, this could be pretty awesome. So there is an RSVP up. I'm very excited for this. Obviously, if anybody wanted another character from Beetlejuice, most people are going to want Lydia Deetz. And it's Winona Ryder. Come on now. Who doesn't want a Winona Ryder figure?
Their sculpts are pretty good to me.
Yeah, they've
recently.
been very good lately, especially
Yeah.
like the Scum and Villainy line. I've been super happy with that line. The paint was kind of rough on it, on the hair in particular, especially. But the Lost Boys David, that sculpt was sculpted by Yixi, both of those sculpts, and those are very good. What's up, Big Rib? Good to see you, my friend. Another Hotline hottie. Appreciate you for joining us. I know, dude. I know. Freaking 3-0. 3-0 blows my mind. They do like these amazing Transformers figures, and their Fallout figures are so intricately detailed with all the armor pieces and everything. And then you get shit like Stranger Things, where they look like they were sculpted out of clay and never painted. Like, I don't get it, man.
They just can't do people.
I know. And well, sometimes they can. Like I have the Rambo First Blood Part 3 figure, and that figure's awesome, dude. Or like some of the Game of Thrones figures have been pretty good. They just like pick and choose what they're gonna do good on. I agree. Blue was saying Lydia Deetz is exciting. I hope her sculpt is good. Sideshow doesn't continue lines like this, except for Scum and Villainy. I know. I'm very surprised by it. Very, very surprised by it. But yes, guys, the RSVP is up now for Lydia Deetz. And like Lane said, you can also RSVP for Daredevil.
Any
Got a bit of
guesses
a
on
bone.
prices?
For Lydia, probably $285, $290, if they stick to their
Yeah.
traditional pricing.
But she's a little smaller body, right? So maybe.
Yeah, unless she comes with some crazy stuff. Who knows? I don't know.
She's gonna look good. You think they're gonna give her? I don't know if you asked this already or said this, but you think they're gonna give her like wool hair?
I didn't, but I
'Cause
mean, I think they probably would. I will say this: look, on some of the Scum and Villainy figures that have long hair, it's a really nice, like soft hair. It doesn't feel like that shitty nylon. I don't know if it's wool, but it feels very
Right.
nice and soft and
More
not, like,
organic than-
stretchy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of the thanks, Kaiju. You kind of started us off here.
What are you talking about? These are
Yeah.
fantastic. These are
So I'm not pulling
one of
this
the
up
You're the
to
best ever.
best ever. Hello.
yeah. So I'm not pulling this up to
Oh God,
praise
man! Just,
Factory
I'm looking at the
Entertainment.
Hooper, and I just, oh my God,
I think
This
Factory
is like Star
Entertainment's-
Ace.
they're
My
due
glaze
for-
is completely dried up.
dude. If
Sorry.
if,
Connor, go ahead, man.
if Factory Entertainment is trying to like help Hot Toys try and sell out on Sideshow those artisan like Higgs figures for Death Stranding 2, this is the price point and the way to help them do it. Because you think you know these guys. This guy, you have no idea who the hell he is, but he's the same price point and he's got all this other shit. So you should go buy him because he's a scary dystopian end of world rocker man or something. you know?
American made figures, man. This is why they don't make figures.
Let
in the
me say
States.
this. Let me say this,
It's
right?
too expensive.
I've seen the arguments from both sides. Some people are like, what do you expect them to charge? It's like, listen, if the quality warranted the price, then nobody's complaining about $350, $325. We're complaining because the quality doesn't match what they're asking for the price. So a lot of people have made that counter argument, and you're entitled to it, but I don't agree with that counter argument because it's like, look, if this was a $350 figure of Quint, but the sculpt was spot on, the tailoring was great, no one would bat an eye. I promise you they would not, because this is a huge license. This is an untapped license, a huge film that just celebrated its 50th anniversary. But the problem is you have a $500 signature edition signed by Richard Dreyfuss. You know, this is no shade to Richard Dreyfuss. You know, he's an old guy and he has Parkinson's, right? But this autograph is not very good. It's not like, you know, a shining example of a good autograph. And you're paying $500 for the signature edition. I think people don't give Yost enough credit for the work that he puts in to get these signature editions made for a fair price. Because Yost, if he had to charge this amount of money for a figure and he didn't believe in it, he would say, sorry, I'm not doing a signature edition. And look, to the signature edition's credit, you do not have to buy it. This is just an option. So I'm not going to harp too much on the signature edition. I just think $500, that's crazy. Let's just talk about the regular version of Hooper. Yes, you're getting a little bundle discount if you get both of them, but you're paying $350 for this? Really? This is $350. Is this like, are we in 2016 right now?
2016.
Ew.
Like hey, to give him a little bit of credit, the glasses aren't that bad. I'm going to give him credit there. The glasses, I've seen way worse glasses from Hot Toys. So I'll give him a little credit there. The glasses are not that bad.
I would not know who that was, though, dude.
But it's rough, man.
Even the hand, everything.
This looks like a third party figure that sculpt didn't have enough time spent on. Quite honestly.
Yeah. And look, Game Shift. Listen, man. I agree with you to an extent. But when it's priced at a point where it feels like it's kind of a cash grab and not really caring about like entering into the hobby in the right way,
Factory Entertainment's business.
That's kind of where I draw the line.
Factory Entertainment's business is the movie prop replica business.
The props.
That's where they make. Yeah. That's where they make their. And get it no wrong, guys. If you're not familiar with the company, those guys prop replicas are great. Like they're worth the money. Like they
I have a Batarang or something from them.
Amazing miniatures from some like old sci-fi miniatures and all kinds of stuff. They could be perfect. But the other big monkey, oh God, look at that!
The color wrist of the forearms don't even match the skin on the face.
It's just the wrist peg showing off like that. I mean, that was like old 2010.
The hands are
that's
shiny.
Egregious.
Yeah, it's really bad, dude. And it's
I will give him credit. The only credit I'll give him is these look like pictures of an actual figure. It doesn't.
I'm not confusing this with a screenshot from Jaws.
Or AI.
Yes.
Or AI.
Yeah, or AI.
Is what I'm
all
trying
I'm gonna
to
say is this: if you're not trying to justify the price by putting the watch as a featured accessory, like I don't know what it is.
They didn't do the Hot Toys move to show off the boots.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hot Toys. I've seen Hot Toys show off a butt before. They've literally shown just the backside of the. You're like, what?
No. Well,
the flotation barrels reused between the two figures, so it's like not an exclusive accessory.
But isn't for this license, unfortunately, the big monkey, the big shark, literally in the room, is no Chief Brody. There's no Roy Scheider.
Yeah, because of the licensing.
Now I know because of the licensing stuff, but that's maybe I'm just speaking for the Quint, and I can never remember Richard Dreyfuss's character. Hooper. Yeah. I always just think of Richard Dreyfuss. But not having Chief Brody, who is the main character of the movie, the good part of the franchise.
Yeah, it makes these not collectible for me personally, even aside from all the issues I have with them and the price.
Yeah. But I mean, that's like literally, and there's no way you can do anything with Bruce the Shark. There's no way you can do it. Yeah. So what would literally is the two biggest attractions for this license, you can't do, to maybe, but now that's not Roy. Even if they were able to do Chief Brody, I'm willing to bet someone else would have gotten this license to use it, like Hot Toys or somebody would have gotten the license to if they could actually get cheap Brody. But no, most companies are not going to do this license where they can't physically do the main.
They're not going to get the
chart.
licensing for Brody. It's not going to happen. Look,
Yeah, no, I'm just saying they're not going. I'm just saying the company would not do this because they can't get cheap Brody. Like you can't.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah, right. I mean,
community
that's a
character.
big selling point. That, apart from obviously people roasting the shit out of the company in the comments, that was another thing a lot of people brought up. Look, I'm going to say this, guys. Like, obviously, I don't think any of us want this company to fail. Like, we didn't go into this wanting them to fail. You can go back and watch the stream where shout out to Jose Plus, by the way. Oh, Jose, I missed his comment earlier. Shit. I missed Jose's comment. He's going to be mad at me. Shout out to Jose. Jose went to the event. He took some photos of these figures. He talked about them on stream. You know, we were all very excited for these offerings. You can go back and watch the stream. We didn't go into this wanting this company to fail. But seeing their responses, you know, on streams that they've gone on and stuff, I just don't think that they're in it for the right reasons right now. And it's like, they have said like, oh, maybe we'll look into doing that in the future. But I think you need to look into doing that right now. I think these pre-orders should have been postponed because
For real.
and I understand that's easier said than done. So take that with a grain of salt. That's just my opinion. But their sales, I promise you, are hurting significantly. Despite how great these licenses are, which does carry a lot of weight, I promise you that these sales are not doing well. I can promise you that. Just based on look at the comments.
30 of them.
Right. Don't listen to us. Go on Factory Entertainment's Facebook page and look at every single post they've made of their 6-scale figures and read the comments. That's all you need to do to know what the response is on these figures. Don't take it from us. Read what the community has to say. They are getting cooked to oblivion in the comments, and it's everybody saying the same stuff. They're all saying the same stuff.
Factory didn't handle it very well in their responses.
No, I don't think they did.
They were a little bit like snarky, and it didn't come off humble, and I think that turned a lot of people off as well. Now, go ahead. Sorry, read the comment.
Sorry, yeah, real quick.
I don't know where they're actually produced. They still may be produced.
They're not
Asia.
made in the USA.
Yeah, they're
just
still
a
probably
US
produced in
based
China.
company. Yeah, they're made overseas for sure. They wouldn't be able to meet those price points.
No, these would be even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, Game Shift. I think I kind of realized that after I reread your comment after I mentioned it on the stream. But yeah, I agree. I'd rather look, you know, Fig and I have talked about it before. Like Siberian. What's her name? Siberian
Customs.
Siberian Customs is working on a Rick O'Connell, and they're working on an Alan Grant figure as well. So it's like they're making versions of these that will cost a lot more, probably in the $720, $750 range. But if you love that character so much, a lot of us are probably willing to pay that versus, you know, settling for a figure that's already overpriced for what it is, and then you have to do all these mods and spend all this money to make it better. Because look, bare minimum for the Rick O'Connell, I'd be body swapping. You know, bare minimum, I'd be body swapping. And that's already, like, if you want a decent, like, World Box body, that's $70+. So it's like, I'd rather just spend the extra money and get one that I know I don't have to modify and that looks way better, you know?
No, and this makes me wonder how this is going to do. Hello. Go ahead. You're about to do your shout out.
Oh, no, I was just going to say what's up to Erman from Malaysia. Good to see you, my friend. And Lane,
I was going to say, I really want the Rick O'Connell, the mummy figure, but there's not even an in Hope Town or something. Now, I wouldn't want to
see. I wouldn't even need that. I would be fine with just Rick if it was a good Rick. Obviously, I want Emotep, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't even want seeing these. I wouldn't want to imagine what he would. I don't know, Voslo would look like. But no. I admit, I kind of want the original Battlestar figures of Starbuck and Apollo because I love Richard Hatch and Dirk Benedict as those characters. But these are two bigger licenses. I mean, mostly Jaws, but even the Mummy, the original Mummy movies from the 90s and early 2000s, like. I can't. Those Battlestar Galactica figures are gonna just die when they're.
I think it's gonna be the same. Look, listen, I think it's gonna be the same case for those, and I would argue that the Battlestar figures that's a less popular IP.
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna die worse than these do for possibly.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
Jaws. I would argue that Jaws is the biggest IP here.
yeah,
The Mummy is huge, and I
maybe
love
Jurassic
the Mummy,
Park
but
if those ever actually.
Jurassic Park too. Yeah, on this
The-
screen right now, I think Jaws is the biggest
Yeah.
IP. But
the best thing the Factory Entertainment 1/6 scale may do is when they team it up with Yost to do that kit 1/6 scale vehicle.
the Michael Knight, that's going
right.
to be a rough one.
I
for
don't even know
sure.
if that's a team up more as a license share. Because you know what I
Well-
mean? I think Yost is doing everything, and
Yeah, I
Factory
think
sticking
so
their
too.
name on it because they have the license.
Yeah.
But I also think
Except
they
for
kind of
Michael
screwed
Knight,
up.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
God,
just
the
missed
Hawk?
the 50th
That's okay.
anniversary
No, thanks.
for Jaws, so that was kind of a screw up too.
Yeah, because
Um,
there's all that awesome merch. Shout out to you guys. I got my my special
That's right.
vinyl in my collection. I love that thing.
Hey man, I'm sorry to do it, but I do have to go.
Oh, that's all good.
But great stream with you guys again.
Of course.
Lane, great to see you again as well. Thank you so much.
Yep.
That
We're
was
actually
awesome.
both in the same boat. I actually have to take off right now, but I'd
Oh,
already
yeah.
mentioned that
It's all right.
beforehand.
Save the best
All
for
right.
last. The 2-man show, baby.
Damn.
And Fig,
Yeah.
I will see you later as well. Have
All
a great
Hey,
rest of the
nice
show,
streaming
guys.
with you again,
Yeah,
Mike
more
Liddy.
Take
too.
care,
Hey,
fellas.
As always,
It's
as
been a
My
little bit.
God.
Thanks for hanging with us and everything tonight, too, guys. It was great seeing you.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Wow,
Take
that
care.
Yeah,
was
nice
really
to see you too,
terrible,
Lane.
man.
See you, chat. Bye-bye.
Oof. Bye.
Godspeed, Lane.
Peace.
Oh, she'll show
And
us
then
back.
there
we
were
go.
two.
Yeah, so we got a couple little quick little topics. Fig and I think we can hold it down. We could
Yeah,
roast
we got
Factory
it.
Entertainment all night. Like I said, guys, at the end of the day, I don't want them to fail, but they're putting themselves in a position to fail. And I agree. Mars Toys, I know he's working on Jaws figures and Rick O'Connell, so he just needs to make it happen.
He should start off with Brody, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I told him that when he showed Quint first, and I told him in DMs, I said, you have to do Brody. You have to do Brody. That was years ago, so I hope he listened
That'll
to
be
me
a
at
grail.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moose said that Quint looks like a pencil-necked geek. Yeah,
He looks like a homeless guy I seen the other day.
yeah. That's crazy. Sal said if they did the feedback, if they just did this right, they would not only shake up the 1/6 competition, but also legitimately cement themselves as a company to follow closely. Yeah, and it's like I find
This
it
is true.
interesting. In the one of the interviews, they were saying that that they wanted to get started right basically in the 1/6 game, and I just don't actions speak louder than words, and I just don't think they're doing that. And I do agree. I think this is a great point. Clone Trooper is saying that they should have started with one and got feedback first. Yeah, they kind of shot themselves in the foot. Clearly, they were trying to be the first to the punch because they have these huge IPs that they paid for. I get it, but it kind of hurt him. It hurt him really bad. So, yeah. I don't know, Game Shift. I don't know. Like, if they did a better job with selecting their bodies, rolling eyeballs, things like that, those could be enough improvements to make people want those figures. Like, let's be real. If Rick O'Connell had seamless forearms and rolling eyeballs and slightly better proportions, I think we would all be happy with it. The head sculpt's not great, but it's good enough for most people. Obviously, the head sculpt could be a lot better. Let's be real, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they have potential, but seeing their responses, I'm not confident in that. But anyways, we could talk about Factory forever. Quick updates.
If
for
the head
most.
sculpt is a 6 right now, right? If the head sculpt is a 6 right now and it bumped up to an 8, I would have paid $325 for it, including those things you mentioned.
Right, real leather. The accessories, I'll give them that. They look great. The Book of the Dead actually opens and has the pages and stuff in it. The accessories are awesome. It's just the figure is just subpar. So real quick, guys, I know a lot of people who have pre-ordered the Jazz Inc Catwoman, including myself, who got the 2-pack. I'm like waiting for this to go up for release. And Yost has been awesome giving us updates, saying it's still on track for July release date. Last week he made a post saying, like, hey, how do you guys feel about the battle damage version having these like exposed hanging threads that the actual screen use suits had? It didn't look great because the threads were too thick. So you guys know if the thread count is too high, then the piece of thread's just like that. It doesn't like naturally hang. And that's kind of how it looked. And at first, Yost was like, I'm sorry, like, and he reposted the comment so many times to people because many people were saying the same thing, and obviously he got tired of saying it. A lot of people were saying this is a great idea, but the threads look too stiff. Could you make the thread thinner, blah, 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 and he kept saying that he couldn't. Well, Yost being Yost, he thought about it, he talked to the factory, and they made it happen. They made it happen, guys. I do have some more photos that Yost posted. I'll go to these first, actually. But here we go. I mean, this looks fantastic. If you saw the previous photos, the threads were a decent amount thicker, and they didn't lay flat against the body like this. So I am very pleased. I think that looks very realistic, and it's a nice touch for accuracy and realism. A very nice touch. I've said this before. I know everybody's like hesitant about Jazz Inc figures, and of course that's very understandable. But Yost seems to be putting in a lot of work to make these as good as they possibly can be. So I'm very excited. Here we have a painted shot of the gloves with those awesome sculpted claws. Obviously, originally he tried to do those in metal, but he said it just wasn't practical for the details. There are some other updates here. Here's one of the unpainted printed face sculpts here with the open mouth there. It's pretty cool to see like the back end process, how they're just like sticking stuff down to the table with some putty. But obviously these are unpainted. Yost said he should have an unpainted prototype for the next like upcoming convention. Yes.
He's going to be at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, right. The was it what's first?
San Diego
Yep. Comic-Con's first. So
yep.
Yost said at San Diego Comic-Con they will have a fully painted prototype ready to show off. And yes, this is I can't remember how many revisions he said he made, but they made a shit ton of revisions to the body to make it like not only durable, but also posable and close to Michelle Pfeiffer's proportions. And I've seen some feedback. People were saying like, let me mute this video. Here's Yost showing off the body. Some people were like saying that she looked too curvy, but you have to remember they have to make the body a certain way. So when you put the corset on, it has that effect. So, it's looking really good, man. It's looking very good. Love to see that metal peg on the neck. That's what you want to see from a silicone seamless body. It's looking good. And the stitches, for those of you who are curious, the stitches are sculpted onto the body because he felt like posing it and stuff. That was the best way to do it while
for practicality.
Details and yeah, right. The boots, someone made a good comment. These do look like stiff plastic, so they might not be posable at all. Someone mentioned like you should do it like Hot Toys where you can kind of pose through the material, like that rubbery material. I think that's a good idea, but this is just like a prototype here, so I don't know if those boots are the final material or what. It's not a deal breaker for me because if I'm being honest with you, I'm not gonna trust posing this in some crazy ass pose. I'm just not.
It's gonna be a magnetic base, isn't it?
I believe so. I think so.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is magnetic.
I think so. But yeah, I got the all-in set, so very pricey, but you know, when it comes to $89.92, I'm willing to shell out. And yeah, this is looking really good, man. And yeah, Batman Collectibles is saying, I respect the communication, but sometimes it gets to the point where you got to make the final decision. It's your company. You finalize the decision and deal with it. Lack of confidence is concerning. And that's totally fair. And a lot of people brought that up. It's like, why are you making these updates to the figure this far in production? And I do understand that argument. At the same time, if it's for the better, for realism's sake, I appreciate that. But I do totally get what you're saying. Like, we are only a few months out from the release of this figure, so it should be almost there by now, you know. But I am happy to see the update for the battle damage version, and it's cool to see an almost fully painted prototype here, apart from the accessories. But I think that's all he really updated on, but just some updates on that. And then
he's been indecisive since the vehicles, though. He's always done that.
Yeah, I think, you know, there is such thing as like being a little bit too open to feedback.
Yeah.
Like, I do agree. I do have to cut it off at a certain point. I'm actually going to speed this up a little bit, but I wanted to show this because I thought Sideshow had a really great showing here.
Yeah.
In their booths.
That Obi-Wan looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you.
He does look good. Peacemaker looks awesome. I will say the new Batman, the Arkham Origins Batman, I'm hoping that Jackson does a custom cowl. The cowl does look a little too small on the body. Just a little bit. I think Jackson will do a custom cowl because he always does, but hopefully soon.
Their excitement always makes me bust out laughing, bro. He'd be so excited, guy.
Yeah, he's like, excited. Back to you, guy. He's like, you have an awesome figure here with the Hot Toys Peacemaker. Hey, have you seen
Why don't
this
you
movie?
tell me more about it?
Yeah, why don't you tell me more about it? And then he just makes up a name for one of the accessories, like the name that doesn't even exist. You see Batman here with his awesome effects. How do you feel about that?
He's one of a kind, man. He's really trying to sell those products, bro.
But I will say, dude, this Arkham Batman's looking sick, man. We've been waiting for this origin suit forever. You see what I mean? Like, the head looks a little bit small, but He does look sick.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Game Shift said you won't be hearing me complain about curves. Yeah, I ended up not getting that one, Moose, just because Jazz Yost was talking about doing his, so I passed on it. This, however, this Absolute Batman looks so fucking sick.
That's a beast.
Man. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. What's up, Zombie? Good to see you, my friend. I have not pulled up any photos. I actually did not see the crazy. I don't usually miss stuff. You know me. I did not see that. Mitchell says, how long more do we have to wait until Conan goes up for pre-order? If I had to guess, probably at least another few months. It seems like maybe King Jareth will come before Conan, but I could be wrong, but haven't heard anything in quite some time about Conan, so probably at least
Jareth looks more production ready, right? Like it looks more ready to go.
Yeah, but dude, this Absolute Batman is an absolute, no pun intended, what a beast. And I just started reading these comics. I just finished the first 2 volumes, and I'm hooked, man. I'm super hooked, and this is coming home for sure. It looks great, and it's very, very true to the comic look, as much as they can get right, because he is like, I think he's like 6'8", 6'9" in the comics, like over 300 pounds. He's huge. And,
massive.
Yeah, it's cool to see Hot Toys' interpretation of him. Obviously, it's not perfect to the comics, but dude, it looks awesome. I'm in love with this figure, and the fact that you could actually remove his like knives from his cowl and everything is really cool.
Yeah. The axe,
dude, it's fire. It's really See, there's I think her name's Amy showing it off. You know, he's like, Amy, yeah, you can remove the knives from the cowl. I really love that feature.
She'd be like,
Poor toys.
I'm...
Okay, poor toys. Yeah, I missed that, guys. I missed that. Sorry, I didn't see that. If someone sends me a link on Facebook, I'll pull it up. Yeah, Rovanik does some really cool stuff, man. I'm really hooked on these comic figures. I'm really hooked on this. We could skip the Marvel Rivals figures here.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, we've already seen that guy. Here we go. I gotta say, I didn't pre-order any of the Fantastic Four. I won't be getting those, but they're looking that those Fantastic Four, especially the Thing, and the Thing apparently is waitlisted and has been for quite some time. I think that figure's gonna sell for an absolute mint. So, keep an eye out for that one on like sites as he pops up, because I think he's gonna sell for a lot, especially that edition from Sideshow with the metal plate. I will say, I don't know what they did with the neck here. I don't know if Sideshow just didn't push the head sculpt down enough, but that neck is looking a little long on Blade there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's just they didn't push it down. You're like, why'd you got to do this to my boy, man?
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah. I think it's possible that they just didn't push the head down all the way, because that's what it looks like to me, but looking a little long there. A little long.
If that's what it is, I'm just going to have to pose it away, bro. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you're going to have him like this, like the head just pointed straight down.
Like looking down, like looking up.
Yeah, Bruce has definitely been hitting the gym, bro. Like, yeah, literally in the comics, you see him like benching and shit. He's no joke, man. I mean, it's not the first time they've shown him working out, but let's see.
I get sad whenever I see that Johnny Storm, man. Why not? We
could've
need
done
a
lot
full
more with it.
flame on, bro. I know it's a hard thing to do, but
I'm
you
not
know
huge
how
on the
peak
sculpt
that figure
either.
would be. Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not huge on it. The Thing. Wait, was the Thing just shirtless for a second?
Hey yo,
Am I tripping? I swear I saw the
topless
Thing.
thing.
Watch, hold on. Hold on a second. Am I crazy? Yeah, he is. Yeah, look.
There it is.
He's shirtless
Yeah.
there.
They showed the variation. They said that each like little stone segment on his chest, like they're different colors and different like
he looks
weathering.
great.
It's like it's unique.
He looks awesome. He definitely looks awesome. They definitely killed it on that one. I like the shirt. Yeah, see, that's peak right there. That shirtless look is fire, dude.
Yeah,
and
straight
then
out the
it looks like
comics.
seamless arms. I didn't remember they did seamless, unless they just did a good job at hiding the joints. Are those seamless? I can't tell. I can't remember.
The shoulders for sure not, but maybe the elbows
Yeah, the
might be
shoulders
hidden.
definitely aren't.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's sick. That looks great. I'm happy for anybody that pre-ordered that. Yeah. Yeah, they did kind of skim over it. I was a little pissed about that too. Like, come on, you're gonna. There's my boy. Okay, I will say this. Number one, What a beautiful shot right there with all the Predator figures. I will say Deck's faceplate still looks a bit rough here, which leads me to believe that maybe they did Photoshop those photos. And I hope, obviously it's a prototype, but from certain angles, the faceplate looked a little rough. That Elle Fanning sculpt is so good, man. It's so good.
It is.
Like from right here, it looks a little rough. Yeah. But overall, it is a badass set. I'm very excited for it. Maybe somebody will make a custom mouth plate that sits a little better if they don't end up fixing it. Okay, we've all seen these photos. I want to see. Yeah, I'm still very excited for Deck. I'm excited for. I will say, Najor though. Najor looks amazing. Najor, like, I have no complaints about his face sculpt. It's not like 100% to the film, but it's pretty close. And like the cloak on it's very highly detailed and woven and everything. Like, yeah, Najor looks great. I'm very, very happy with
those white dreads, man.
Yeah, and the dread material seems a lot more durable now. There's a better shot at his helmet, which looks a lot better here color-wise. The rolling eyeballs, like, this is looking good, man. And then
that's how I'm gonna look when I'm Moose's age.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude, I love that they're doing comic Predator stuff now. I'm hoping that they do more. We really need an Ahab, but these are looking really good, man. There's the battle damage feral Predator again, one that some people were very indifferent on, but I love the display here. Although I still complain at how shitty the size of the base is. I love the arm stuck in the tree. That's the main reason I wanted it. I just think that's a really cool look. I wouldn't.
The blood looks better, doesn't it?
Is it just good? It looks good. I mean, I love how it looks. It's definitely close enough to the film. I think it looks good, but I think that's an awesome figure. I know it's a variant, but I love that you could do this right here. I think that's just the coolest thing ever. Love that, and that's exactly how I'm going to display mine. Minus the shield and the spear. Mine would not have that. Now this Temple of Doom Indy, in my opinion, is one of the best looking figures in all of these displays. This looks so good. Apart from the gap in the hand pegs. Look at that sculpt, man. That sculpt is nasty. That's a good sculpt right there, bro.
It looks better than the proto images, right?
I think so. Here in this lighting, yeah. Yeah, and I love the base, too. The base is awesome. I love the way it's got that, like, translucent plastic. Look at the paintwork on the silicone arm. Fantastic. Like, this is looking really good, man. Like I said, shout out to Sideshow. They did a very good job at highlighting these figures in proper lighting. Like, look at that, man. Look at the details on the back with the cuts in the shirt and everything. What the hell is that? Look at that little dimple in the silicone.
Yeah. You know, they finally coming back to Comic-Con, man. Shout out to them, man. They're going to be up there in San Diego, too.
Yeah, they finally are.
So a lot of people are going to get to see these in person.
I know. I'm very jealous. Very, very jealous.
I know, right? I should have ordered tickets. What the hell? They're like $1,000, $1,300 now.
Hell no.
Hell no. I know.
That looks good.
Yeah.
2.0 Jungle Hunter. Yeah, keep waiting on that one, dude. We need them to fix a lot of things on that. Yeah, hashtag fix Dex's face. Yeah, they need to adjust that for sure. But this Indy looks great. Yeah, the father Predator is really, really good. I'm very pleased with how that looks too. Very pleased. Damn, Sal, you gotta hook a boy up if there's anything exclusive I need. You gotta hook a boy up. These are ones I'm very excited for. And this also reminded me, bro, that they never gave us the fucking silver Magna Guard. They never announced it.
Watch, by the end of the year they'll announce it.
The blue one is cooler. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Look, come on, bro. That looks very realistic. Like with the wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that looks great. But come on. I wanted both because in the scene where he's on the ship, where Grievous is on the ship, he has one of each color flanking him. Look at the cape, too. The cape,
you know what I'm mad
great,
about?
Dude.
I'm mad that we're still on button cell batteries, man. I'm sick of it.
Especially for a character like this. It could have been easily
USB-C. Yeah, it could have easily been that. That's why.
I gotta say, bro, this Anakin, though, that sculpt is really good. And I love how the hair looks. Like, that's nice, man. I really
the face looks so much better to me in this, bro. Like, it looks more colors in it, you know? Like,
proportions are nice. I really dig this. This is awesome. I don't know why they keep showing us these photos. Look, see, this is what got me going, bro. This base is sick. That lava, even though it's not USB powered, I love that they match as well. But look at that, man. That looks excellent.
The paint apps are amazing. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
And then the posable, because obviously the lava droid that comes with the Dark Side Anakin doesn't do that because it's a different base.
Yeah, it's a set. Yep.
Love the battle damage Obi-Wan. And I will say this, to give them credit, though I'm still not blown away by the head sculpt, they did fix the hair color on the rooted hair piece. Yeah, it blends a lot better now. Like, look at that. That's a pretty good match now. Before you could
I couldn't even tell where it stopped, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, guys, like, you have that little piece of rooted hair on the front, and it looks very good. We got to get Guy on here now, dude.
Bro, guys, he's legendary for the enthusiasm. Oh my god.
Know. Yeah, hopefully
look at
soon,
that
Zombie. I know, man. That
look
is
at
like
Dio in person. Oh my god.
Dream display right here. Dream display, man. And I can have this in so many different forms. I've got the PCS Vader bust coming soon with this on there. I've got the Blitzway statues on pre-order. And now this. And I don't care. This is one of my favorite moments in film history. So
me too.
I'm very, very excited. Yeah, that's like peak Star Wars right there for me. Yeah, hopefully we get that Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, that would be my indie right there. That's what I want the most. Look at that Bespin Han too, man, looking really good. Like, we're getting spoiled right now. Watching this video just gets me excited about all the stuff that I've already pre-ordered. Look at that Bespin Han, dude. Come on now.
And Harrison Ford is getting paid.
I know. He finally was like, you know what? Let the nerds have their figures. Screw it.
You feel me? Red Hulk, this, that. God damn. The quarter scale.
Needs the wires. I know. That quarter scale is sick. Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to buy those, but they're going to be taxing on eBay, that's for sure. They're going to be taxing on those bases, especially for people that just have the older figures, or pre-order figures, I should say. Boosh Leia, that's another awesome announcement that I cannot wait for to add to my Return of the Jedi display. That's been a hole for quite some time there. I don't know if they show the sculpt here. I don't think they do. But yeah, she looks great, man. Another one, the recently announced Trooper, where you can get like the exclusive version. See, that's how I'm gonna rock mine, with the goggles and the cloak. It looks so good. It's just so different. It looks great, man. This is a sleeper figure. You know, a lot of people aren't gonna pick it up, but
what's that artist's name? McQuarrie?
Ralph McQuarrie.
Yeah, so basically I heard a lot of people want to recreate that with that, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's got that Ralph McQuarrie inspiration, like in Star Wars Rebels, like a lot of McQuarrie inspiration with the Stormtrooper designs, with Darth Vader, like, which is why like that Hono Vader with the Hono Troopers is super exciting to me, and I'm gonna put that trooper with them because I think it's gonna fit in really nicely. Yeah, I mean, I think an artisan Luke has to be on the horizon, like a new Return of the Jedi Luke, like with a USB saber and everything. Like, that's a done deal right there. It's got to be coming soon.
You think so? I think A New Hope is what is probably going to be.
A New Hope, I think both of them, to be honest with you.
But yeah,
A New Hope maybe sooner because
yeah,
you know,
I feel like that's up next for Luke
for sure. Because that one, the head sculpt's a little outdated now. Here we got Jack. Again, I still think he looks very good, though not having seeing that throne just makes me so mad. I think he still looks really good. Again, I just wish they did an alternate mouth plate for this one. Love the feathers, though. It really adds to the realism. And I think he looks awesome. Yeah. I'm excited to add this one to the collection for sure. And he's supposed to be coming, you know, sooner than later, which is really, and that backdrop, get that shit out of here. We don't want those. Here's Jinx and V. We don't care about those because they're already released. Don't care about that. I think that's about. Oh. Here we go. Here's how quickly they glanced over my boy. There's our T800 endoskeleton, which this is one I actually did get two of because I want to have, you know, that flash forward scene where they're stepping on the skulls. Yep. At least got to have two of them together. So I did get two of these. And yes, sir, if you haven't already, guys, please consider dropping a like on the stream if you're enjoying your time here. But yeah, I guess they spent a little bit of time on the endoskeleton. I thought they kind of went over it quicker. But
it has swap out battle damage pieces too, so
it does.
It'll be nice when you get two, one battle damage, one clean. It'll be nice.
Yeah, and I love these bases they've been doing where the name kind of blends into the base itself. I love my metal nameplates. Don't get me wrong, but I do like this a lot as well. But I had
kind of like that Black Adam. You remember Black Adam's
Black Adam and BVS 2.0 Armored Batman. His is the same way. Exactly. His is the same way, but yeah. Guy seems very excited about the endoskeleton. He should be. But yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, I just wanted to, you know, if you guys want to go and watch this video on your own, I'll put it in the chat at some point later. But I
wish they get exclusives, right, bro?
They sometimes used to. They would get like new stuff that hasn't been seen yet, but not recently.
Exactly.
I'm hoping that when
That's
they go to
what'll make it
Comic-Con,
better.
I have a feeling. Whoops, that is the wrong tab. I hope that when they go to Comic-Con, that that they get some exclusive stuff from Hot Toys to show off that hasn't been announced yet, because they used to do that all the time. So we'll see. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Fun stream. We had a lot of cool stuff to talk about. We didn't have to struggle to find stuff this week, which is awesome. Like I said, the Mando stuff. And did I ever close that poll? Before I forget, I did not. Before I forget, Daredevil black suit or new Daredevil red suit, if it does happen. 58% said they're going to wait to see if a new suit happens, and the 42% said they're grabbing the black suit. So pretty decent split.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very excited to see that Endo as well. I can't wait. I'll be pre-ordering that. Of course, I pre-ordered that Terminator 2 pack because I have to. And yes, everybody enjoy Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I will be I still have to catch up on most of Season 1, to be honest with you, but I will be watching Invincible tonight because that's my show right now. Yeah, I can't wait because I'm really loving this season. Invincible has just been consistently hitting for me, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Of course, all the panel members that join us tonight. Fig's still hanging out with me after everybody had to dip out. I appreciate you, my friend. Moose said he's gonna be getting both Daredevils. Yes, sir. But it was good to be back as we took off last week, but great week to come back. A lot of exciting stuff. If you guys are watching on the replay, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you haven't already, again, please consider dropping a like on the stream on the way out, and then please consider becoming a Hotline Hottie. Join the many great people here who support us and are just extra cool because they get to be called a Hotline Hottie. But thanks, guys. Everybody take care, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST.
Peace.